Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, due to the time differences. I hope everyone and their families are doing very well. Today, dear, nothing was working for me. I just don't know. I don't understand. Like, so today I'm going to be talking about, a lot of people, have let me just say the late gospel musician Osinachi death has triggered a lot of emotions. You have like so many people like some people talking with emotions. There's so much happening, and domestic violence is something that is happening almost everywhere, and women are the one being killed at the end of the day, because and it's something that needs to be discussed not only when things happen. It needs to be discussed as much as it needed throughout the year, right? I mean, like, I was looking through YouTube and I found one of her songs, The Cry. Listening to the song, it broke my heart. So let me play the song a little bit and then we'll talk about it. The cry, you will cry when the saints are gone. Cry it now while the saints are still around. The shout, you will shout when you hear that the saints are gone. Shout it now while the saints are still around. After rapture, there will be no more mess. Dr. Joe Kinsley, Marquava, welcome. It's a yato Renye. Our Altabacope. Sorry, today, dear. I couldn't get parking. It was crazy. This is the time to serve Him in truth and the spirit. Be conscious of eternity. Don't live your life anyhow. Heaven is real. Hell is real. Come to Jesus today. Seek Him when He can be found. Tomorrow might be too late. It's knocking on the door of your heart. Let it in. It's waiting for you. Remember, He will not wait forever. He's a powerful Lord. Let it in. It's waiting. Awake, when the remembrance of the Lord. There you are, when it's all cannot. Unegas, wicked, a wicked, meaning never been so. Tell you what, when it's all cannot. Jesus, we got Chotaya. What can we say? My God, make it. Mr. Lee, when you say sister love, you kill me with that. Oh. Mwah, 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 mwah. Yeah, Mr. Lee, I'm going to send you the link. Yes, 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 yes. Let me send you the link. Mwah. Oh, my dear God, my heart is breaking. Charlie, this is a woman who sings and it touches the soul. You can feel it. And this song, The Cry, as I was listening to it, one thing that stood out for me, she said it, that tomorrow might be too late. And, it got me to ask myself when she was singing this song, right, or writing it, what was her state of mind? It's not like she's not aware of domestic violence. It's not like she's not aware of abusers. She's very well educated. um she's the breadwinner at her home. She's the one that's taking care of her abuser, her killer. Now she's dead. She was killed. She did not die natural death. She was killed. And most victims of abuse, they mostly dependent, but there are cases that the female is the breadwinner. They can take care of themselves without the abuser, but they choose to stay in it. And then you have the religion aspect, right? A lot of times, when you go into the psychological aspect, it's not that easy because people who has not gone through an abusive relationship, abusive marriage, or was raised in a abusive home, right? um that's what they know. Because what we need to recognize as parents is that when you allow abuse in your marital home, in your relationship, and there are kids involved, they see it. So our kids will grow up to either become a victim or the abuser. either or. You have a small percentage that will be able to get the help that they need, and they will not become either or because they chose to, get the help in the early stages. Uh, oh, thank you, Doc. Me that's it. Me buy me bedroom fee no time. Oh my gosh! And then Minim said Easter weekend. I don't know if people have traveled to our area because the parking space they were all chatter. Every single one of them. I couldn't like I had to go to to pay for the meter, but up to the time that we don't need to pay no more. So that's why I was late today. All right. Doc, my send you a link and Mr. Lee, I have sent you the link also. Okay, so sister ya, yes, I me I am blessed and grateful. So a lot of things threw me off today. Our out of our sister yeah, for that to write said only in our neck of the wood are women expected to endure in marriage. What about enjoyment? I am getting annoyed, pa. Say, sister yeah, to write. Increase the volume. I mean, it's like so when you listen to some people speak, right? I say this most of the time. A lot of us speak from our level of understanding and emotional intelligence, and also knowledge that we have acquired, right? So sometimes people speak based on things that they have heard, seen, and some people cannot describe things as they should. But in terms of their understanding, they will speak the way they understand it or how they saw it. Like when situation happen live and you have thousands of people watching you, if the investigators will have the opportunity to interview all of them, each and every one, some of the story will be similar, but majority of them will be totally different. People will find a scar in the person's face where there was no scar. Some people will see a tattoo. And so it's like, how people perceive things and they understand things. And some people, they talk based on assumption. Other people, they just they make up things, and when it comes to our society community, the one thing like I am so done with is the excuses, reasons, blaming game, the foolish enablement, and double standards, and so many other things. It's just wrong. um, and across board, a lot of people speaking out regarding her death because it is so sad, like when someone has so much to give, um, and another human being, someone that supposed to protect her, love her, care for her, take her life away by killing her. uh, it's difficult, right? But up to what end? you know like there needs to be more. And I would like to see a lot of males speaking against this, a lot of males, having discussion, conversation regarding domestic violence, because a lot of times, you have so many women come out and talk about it, but we the one getting pounded on. But it would be really great if a lot of men will be able to speak against this type of monstrous behavior, condemn it, and holding society, community, holding the perpetrators accountable. I mean, like for me, like I just feel that when you take somebody's life, whichever way you go about it, that person, the perpetrator should be spending the rest of his life in jail. They shouldn't have any reason to be part of society because they are menace to society. Um, but it is like, really sad. I just don't get it as to how a person can be so angry and beat his significant other to into coma and then her passing away. So I so understand that, and then especially when it comes to marriage, it feels like everything is, all the responsibility is like put on women's shoulders, that we the one who has to fix everything. We have to make men happy. We have to, no, like marriage does not involve one person. It's involve two people. It takes two to tango. So it's like, we both have responsibility, and one cannot, like, if we have to lift a table and it's being lifted by one person, that will be impossible. But if it's being lifted by two people, that would be easy to carry. So it's just, the mentality, the dysfunctional mentality of certain people is greater. And a lot of people, Sister Ya, me, Sister Ya will say, like, when you see people display this kind of poor characteristic, you have some family members, they will cover it up. They will not say anything. They will look the other way. Sister Ya will normally put it best, in our native language, katasumumwaso. And then I talk in terms of, those who will, oh, sorry. May I so sorry, Doc. I also Mr. Lee, one met Hannah mean. Oh Lord. Sorry, hold on. Doc, welcome.
Sis. I got it. Now, what home is so quiet?
Oh, thank you. We say sister said you honor me to free.
Sister said, "Dear, me green the whole crime into Madame Yaki." And it just said, "You may want the one meet me, ya and quay. When you miss a may your bap and your many free. I guess on your mammy." Sister said,
I am who I am. But it's a oh man. Um and I was saying, like, to say, Sister Ya said something to the extent, like, it's women that are only being expected to endure in marriages. What about employment? And she's getting annoyed, to that extent. And I think you may have mentioned something, and she came back and said, uh, comfortable when it is so frustrating. I mean, like, the way things are happening within marriages, and then especially when you go into religion aspect, it's like when things are not going right, you still need to endure it. You divorce, which is foolish talk, because like this, but before, the way that we worship, I feel sad. It's a turn off. A lot of us, it's a turn off. For me right now, I'm using my tutusududu, my tithe and my offering to invest for future retirement. That's what I've been doing for the past year and a half, or rather 2 years.
I say, I blame you.
Nyamesum brainwashing. I have to write you and your terms. See, today, there, I'm on is waiting. Okay, sorry. Okay, Canadians are tired waiting. Oh, sister said you were here. Come, oh, come. Mm-hmm. Auntie Doc, Yema Wakwaba.
Yo, sis, me you so, me chia. Atiefoɔ ne ahwɛfoɔ ne obiara a wɔtwerɛtwerɛ. Mama dada ne K ne abusua no nyinaa obiara ho te sɛn.
This one, na one so one nkwadaa ne odo yewu papa bi ɛne wo obiara ho te sɛ ɛwɔ
Nyame adom yɛn nso yɛho yɛ paa.
Yeah, the Yehovah say. This I had to write that the porter and faith do not work in our favor at all as women. Ain't hmm, Doc, to say Osinachi Adwoa we said yeah, me see this one is foolish death or senseless death. She was killed. She didn't die natural death. She was beaten into coma. She according to some of the information coming out, she was beaten into coma for 5 days and then she died. She
Can you
died
imagine?
from there.
Ɛyɛ sad na deɛ ebetumi aka ne sɛ yɛma n'abusuafoɔ nyinaa hyɛ den.
Amen.
Sɛ ne maame ne papa wɔn te ase a,
Mm-hmm.
ɛbɛyɛ awerɛhosɛm kɛseɛ paa sɛ ɔbaatan w'ani tua paa sɛ wo ba na wosie wo ba.
Hmm.
Ɛyɛ yɛ. Na sis asɛm wei no, ɛsɛ sɛ yɛsa firi baabi a yɛde firi kɔpem sɛ mmerɛ bi ɔsɔfoɔ bi meyɛ sure sɛ bi ɔnam Facebook koraa bi a ɔbɛte sɛ mewɔ wo program yi so.
Mm.
Na sis papa ne suban bi a na ɔdaa n'adi wɔ nkɔmmɔdie bi a ne yɛdi mu no.
Mm.
Asɛm a mebie m'ano ka kyerɛɛ no ne sɛ wo ɔbaa a ɔne wo bɛtena no na ne ho abɔ ne ho so.
Chai. But what kind of credit no?
Yes. Woyɛ controlling. Ɔno pɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ wo deɛ ɛsɛ sɛ wohyɛ. Ɔno pɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ wo deɛ ɛsɛ sɛ woka. Ɔno pɛ sɛ ɔkyerɛ wo kwan a ɛsɛ sɛ wofa so de kasa kyerɛ no. Ɛna
Wow.
asɛm baako a meka kyerɛ no ne sɛ wonnya ɔbaa a ofiri n'akoma mu bɛdɔ wo. Ɛyɛ deɛ ɔrepɛ biribi atua ne mma bi school fees anaasɛ ɔbaa bi a onya baabi nna na ɔbɛhoahoa wo thinking sɛ woyɛ ɔsɔfo na woyɛ bɛrima nti ɔbɛsettle down with you. Not
Wow.
because they genuinely love you. Because
Mm.
usuba a wodaa n'adi ɛma yɛn nyinaa yɛhunu bi no would deserve wɔ baabi afɔ na wobɛtena.
Hmm.
Sis, da bia meka saa asɛm wei sei sɛ sɛ meyɛ biribi a obiara ne me nni asɛm. The reason
No.
being menkita Bible bi a
Mm-hmm.
meyɛ deɛ mepɛ. Na mmom no sɛ wokɔfa Bible no to wo ho so a ɛyɛ asodie kɛseɛ.
No correct. Because I know that scriptures need be normally oppress it, suppress some. Mm-hmm.
Na kan no nanka ansa sɛ yɛbɛka sɛ obi yɛ ɔsɔfo anaasɛ asafopani anaasɛ ɔhwɛfoɔ no na wakɔ school akɔgye nteteyɛ ɛwɔ saa adeɛ no ho. Enti no sɛ ɔyɛ baasireni catechist a ɔyɛ ɔno na ɔsan yɛ head teacher ɛwɔ baasirefo school no. Enti no sɛ akwadaa no odi akwadaa no akyi fi asɔredan mu ɛne n'awofoɔ di nkitaho yɛabɔ n'asu asira no na eduru baabi a enti wɔn ani di n'akyi monitor no. Nanso ɛnɛ yi sikapɛ ne sikani bere nti no mmerɛ bi ne yɛhwɛ sini bi and I'm sure sɛ this is what is happening. Ɔse wofa kwan si hɔ sɛ woyɛ yiri baba aka nsɛm a wobɛnya correction koraa kyɛn sɛ wobɛyɛ wei ɛnam paa nso no na saa sini no ɛlewin ne nadafo bi na ɛyɛ. Ɔmode kwan esii hɔ no ɛde A4 sheet ɛbobɔ de sɛ ɔmo minimum apɛ ɔmo ayɛ asɔfo ɔmo ngye correction and it was working.
Wow.
Na baabi a yɛakɔ akɔduru no ɛsɛ sɛ yɛn society ne hunu sɛ safeguarding ɛho hia papapapapapa sɛ yɛnni mu a ɛsɛ sɛ yɛsua ɛkɔto sɛ woba burokyerɛ a yɛka sɛ safeguarding a yɛguarde vulnerable children and vulnerable adults. Wodeɛ wobɛhu sɛ maame bi ɔbɔ duku waba nkuweme wayere ne ho to. Nanso so no deɛ ɔrekɔ mu wɔ ne fie no ɔno nko ara na onim. Hwan na safeguard no? Obiara nni hɔ. Onni obi a ɔbɛbɔ ne ho ban afiri ne abusers nsam. Ɔbaa wei da a since metee sɛ ɔne Prosper ɛto nnwom no.
Yeah.
Asɛm is a boss lady wɔ ha obedi madanse. Asɛm a mekan ne sɛ the lady is saying something to us. But yɛ ɛm sɛ yɛn nyinaa yɛnhu deɛ yɛpɛ sɛ ɔpɛ sɛ ɔka. Talking to us because I saw say from experience of a Dinah Akumi, Joyce Blessing, Christy or the Christy or Bapa Christy, ni Oma Ekeka Kahuna, Oma Koko relationship. I was saying, say the lady was telling us something. Nenye home na aba or can't send be trained. Yes, say it. Now you penetrate. You need something. Sana make a boss lady.
Wow. And
Because genuinely, no, the obi ka yi nyame ayɛ a yɛwɔ kwan bi a yɛde fa so a yɛyi nyame ayɛ ɛne yɛwɔ kwan bi nso a yɛfa so a yɛka kyerɛ afoforɔ a ɛwɔ yɛn nkyɛn sɛ masɛm no ɛnni mu yɛ obi nka bi ma me nti ayɛ mu sister wei ne nnwom toɔ no na ɛyɛ nhwehwɛnimu nnwom to because deep down you could see that she was struggling. But why na ekwa akoka bi ama no? Ofiri mu ya. Ye nyina beka bi say eh na gospel artist in waja aware na hwan na beto ne nyom. Ya so ojaye a ye beka say emaku fu una maku fu ohel. Enti no ye tu asen e wasafo nim. Enti wanye mani enti no ama so bi ehunu amane a ontumi enka. Enti deɛ meka fi safeguarding no sɛ ɛduru baabi sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ yɛhu sɛ dada ɛnyɛ menka no baako da bia meka sɛ yɛyɛ nipa yɛyɛ cells so we should stop living like spirits. Ɔsɔfoɔ yi a mene ne ka ho asɛm yi ɔsɛ wafe me ɛna me so wɔyi so normal me nso mafe o kyerɛ sɛ woyɛ nipa nti sɛ wofi obi a ɛyɛ normal ɔse ɔno deɛ ɔnyɛ nipa ɔyɛ spirit ɛnam sɛ ɛhɔ afɛ na mesɛte
me
ɛnneɛma nkɔ yie because sɛ onipa a wotua ayi pɛ wada na wo na ɛkata w'anim ka asɛm
ɔsi oyɛ nipa Oma sister comfort opoku a I don't know.
Enti bɛrima tenten a wogyina so a wokɔte sɛn so a wonya atwa a wobɛdi wo sɛ woyɛ honhom you dey crazy.
Because honhom any fresh, right?
Thank you. Soldier asɛm ne saa na mɛkeka kyerɛ wo yɛyɛ cells we have yɛyɛ dompe yɛyɛ honam yɛyɛ mogya ɛne ɛnenam hɔ sɛ si yɛyi paa sɛ kuro tɔ wo ho a honhom bɛ na bɛgye kuro no wo honam ne yɛ cells nti na kuro atɔ mu enti sɛ ɛsɛ sɛ yɛte aseɛ sɛ yɛyɛ nipa ne yɛ work with ourselves for ourselves na yɛgyae sɛ hon kronkron sise wei say sise no me nko ade a enka saa nneɛma no nyinaa yɛnwu saa nsɔre no nyinaa ne
yɛn factories
yɛnsa sɛ yɛyɛ nipa na yɛyɛ because hwɛ nneɛma a nipa kɔ mu no emu deɛ he na wobɔ mpaeɛ a na ɛbɛsɔɔbo kristofoɔ mu wɔ ha a momfa nkyɛ me ba hello.
Well, since I had to broadcast and you're saying, what about the brain in my own head? That's the problem because I feel like you have so many people. I mean, God gave us the brain to use it, right? Because when you say you have brain in your head, you're not using it because when we don't use our brain, it shrinks. It is you're not learning and your brain is shrinking now. You go from dumbers, right? You continue. Sister, I had to brush the practical and you make them no prep.
That is our baby and you no. Yes, sir. This is okay, no. Me so my research me can be. But you know, someone enters
No correct.
ɛyɛ obi na wakɔto asɛm no firi baabi ne waba ɛna ɔkeka deɛ ɔkeka
Mm-hmm.
waa soso no ebi kora sɛ betafra kyɛ wonim akenkan mpo no wakɔhu sɛ ɛte saa anaasɛ ɛnte saa.
Right. And Tiasia Ninya Juma. Oba Pasaya be Russell in Mawapaba. Baby sister first cross in Mawapaba. I asked the most dog. Some
Ah, yeah, maame mu no mekae sɛ there was a time na nneɛma biara sei na me ne me grandmother yɛ discuss deɛ ɔkae a ne sɛ oh awareɛ ne deɛ sɛ deɛ ho yɛ din nti woanya biara na watena ho nam sɛ how dare
oh
you.
hell to the no. You see, that's the problem with our society and community.
We didn't go school. I
That's
put
thank
her
you.
to school very well.
Thank you.
Within 10 minutes, me de me nana go school a wɔne wɔbɔ ne nsɛm maame. Na
That's
bisa sɛ maame enti ne da bɛn na wobɛkɔ so wayɛ donkey no wadi wo wura akyi. Na wayɛ nee yɛde nneɛma si wo so a wosi nee ne si wo so na wokɔba. Yɛnyɛ ne saa bie mu o.
yeah.
Moayɛ ma mmarima no ahu sɛ yɛyɛ asset ɛma wɔn mo. Na asset biara ne baabi a yɛde si. Enti sɛ no osuro nyame kakra anaasɛ obu adeɛ bi kakra na bi ɔde wobɛsi living room ti anyɛ yi a yɛde wobɛtena toilet so.
No correct.
Enti osumɛde kɔ no gyae sɛ ɛdeɛn na nipa bɛka because you don't live your life for people. You live your life for you. You are living for you and you are doing something with yourself for yourself to live. Ɛnyɛ sɛ wobɛyɛ ama obi with or without marriage no. Enti sɛ no baba deɛ wohwɛ a ne sɛ wotete no ama n'anyi onyi a na wɔde no ama bɛrima bi ne waware no ɔware no na sɛ ɔpaa ne waboro no a na afei ɔbɛwu a ne wawu ɔnwu nso a na ɔwɔ ma meka asɛm bi nso sɛdeɛ yɛwɔ hɔ a yɛyɛ no saa nti deɛ wanwo bɛrima no ɔno nso ne kyerɛ sɛ ne mama mmiɛnsa no ɔhwɛ ne yɛde kɔ akoko mu. What is wrong with our society?
I mean, like, and can you imagine? I mean, oh my goodness, that the father was able to brainwash the kids and get the children to help him beat up their mother. Like, I mean, that is absurd. And when we talk about a menace to society, he is it. When we talk about his cowardly behavior, he is it. He's a narcissist. Because for you to even the damage he did to his own children.
Ne maame yɛde blame ne kɛseɛ mɛma bɛrima ne maame ɛsiane sɛ yɛka sɛ last na me ne nkwadaa yi nam shop ɛna baako kaa so etuo bi gugu hɔnom na ɔpɛ bi ɛna ɔsi etuo ɛnyɛ toy
No correct.
ɔsi wɔn ɛyɛ plastic ɛna mo si dɛbi sɛ wopɛ sɛ woyɛ pilot a yɛtɔ aeroplane ma wo
No
na
correct.
wɔn wode a wabɛyɛ pilot no.
No correct.
Nti sɛ wose etuo ɛyɛ toy a sisi a me ne wo gyina yi sɛ bɛrima bi de adeɛ tuntum akyekyere n'ani na sɛ ɔso ware kakra na etuo kita na ɔbɛkɔ akɔsɔ ne nsa tea na ɔse daabi ɛnam sɛ ne etuo ɛnyɛ toy.
No correct. It's not something.
Ɛnyɛ toy.
Because even the omudi tutunsi onum ni ade no. Man to be a mama man that because I don't think something yes say almost entertaining pala because in packet to our and pull and video games, a lot of video games are very violent.
Yes.
Because of video games, they will throw temper tantrum, they will break glasses, they will break plates, chairs, just which is like unacceptable because in maybe any can say allow and that's back where spending night will be fear. They condone in things like that. I hope be the first teachers. So we need to be able to teach our daughters, our sons, our sons how to treat women like queen, our daughters how to treat their men as king. Because I mean we're supposed to be enjoying on this earth.
Yeah.
what is going on with these beatings? No, yeah, the about passes Sayara, so the question be about one. What I said here, with the psychology, because I love going into the psychological aspect.
Okay.
I was saying when they grow up, seeing their mom endure this nastiness, it makes them feel it's okay for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Maybe the question is because or no or nothing. Or say,
Yeah.
and then what was if you don't want to save yourself, save your children from seeing this.
Yeah.
Inti asema I adwene asesa ya obaba sa ya be so I tragu hasi. Sɛnea meka earlier no, deɛ nkwalaa no behu growing up no, either sɛ ɔmo nyini a ɔmo nso ɔno bɛba abɛyɛ abuser anaasɛ victim.
Yeah.
Kakra bi na ɔmo seeki help, counseling. Nti no,
Yeah.
they don't end up going into toxic,
Yeah.
unhealthy relationship or abusive relationship or experience domestic violence. Because
Yeah.
on see a society now, yeah, be more say because of my children.
That be that.
So it's like what would you say in regards to women who are staying in the abusive marriage because of their children, because you damaging your own child, you're not doing any justice for your child. So what would you say to them?
Yo, sis, me that's it. I am not psychological abuse, no.
Hmm.
It applies when humiliation,
Yeah.
obi humiliate you,
Hmm.
control, any embarrassment. The victims is through.
Yeah, breaking them completely.
Yes. Enti sɛ ebi wɔ hɔ a ɔsi o sɛdeɛ wokan oh sese baabi a me bɛyɛ duru yi nti no ne school fees no sɛ mekɔ a kwan na ebetua ama me nti nkɔ
Mm-hmm.
but yɛwu efi sɛ yɛkyerɛ nkwalaa no nso sɛ it's okay sɛ yɛbɛyɛ abuse yɛn
No,
because
correct.
owu nkɔ no o babaa no nso no sɛ bi to na ɔnkɔ
Because
ɛne
that's what they used to. They've seen it happening, and their mom stayed, so they have to accept it.
thank you. Thank you. Nti ɔdwin sɛ ɛyɛ acceptable. Nti sɛ biribi mpo na sɛ ɔraise concerns a asɛm a ɔbɛka ne sɛ ɛyɛ me fault because me mpo me maame koraa ɔtenaa ho. Nti ade nti na me deɛ ɛsɛ sɛ meyɛ saa adeɛ wei sɛ me na meba bɛfi mu. And a lot of our culture, Ghanaian African culture, any Indian, Omo culture, no, this is what they are going through, their women. Say, or tiasie, oh, no, you know your dad is important person in the society. I don't want people to know what is happening. No, I can't bro for in traffic. Na ɛkɔ n'anim. So nti sɛ ebi kɔ so a mmaa mesrɛ mo mmarima no a ɛware yɛwɔ mmarima a wɔyɛ papapapapapa na sɛ barima ma wo really good about yourself a twe wo ho na ɛnyɛ school nko ara na wo ba kɔ a ɔbɛba bɛyɛ nipa daakye
Correct. No, correct.
because mfuo bebree no me step brother a ɔno ne maame ɛyɛɛ saa no sese maame no okuta yareɛ bebree ɛna ɔde te me papa ho because wanya bɛrima a wɔdwen ne ho me papa nso yɛ ɔno ne tirim yɛ ne dɛ de ɔyɛ baby number 72
Wow.
a wei yɛ no bɛgye akorɔkorɔ ne saa nneɛma so yɛka sɛ obi tirim yɛ ne dɛ no wasɛ ya me papa yɛ number 1 and wei na wafa ɔbaa mmaa no ɔno nso sɛ a yɛasɛ deɛ obetumi asefa ɛna ɔno te hɔ na ɔdwene ne ho ɛna aka n'adwene abom na ayɛ ne yareɛ wonim ekoduru beebi no sɛ ɔno papa no adu fie hɔ koraa agya maame no wɔ hɔ ɛna maame no nkwa na ɛte efie no mu a ɔwɔ blood pressure so I keep asking my dad sɛ nti sɛ wokɔba one day na sɛ maame no awu a wobesu sɛ wo yere awu anaa ɔsi ɔka ɔnkɔ so me step mother o a ɛnyɛ me maame me papa na ne yere no I called her and I'm saying, Madam, sister, when you ma, na ko fie, wo maame fie, na kɔtena hɔ, na wobenya value than say ye gya wɔ dan tuo wei mu. Na sa adeɛ kye na blood pressure ni wanya heart attack a, why na bɛhwɛ wo wɔ man so wɔ hɔ. But in kwala na enye omo ne wo nete. So why are you following my dad? It's not like me breaking marriage, but I'm looking after a woman here. What you say?
Doc to say not to say divorce no your society no so wo kwa aware na wugya aware you were a failure, right?
Yes.
Not
Yes.
just who say no we lose your identity.
Yes. Yes.
You going to be labeled, and
Yes.
then the society will isolate you. And now you
Yes.
will be so no
Yes.
we are so worried about asama society beka about us. And who say sister ya to bra say pray God will do it. Meanwhile, you are dying slowly.
Nyankopɔn bɛyɛ deɛ nyam bɛrima yi aworɔ ne trousers a wɔbɛbɔ ne hwua mu wosi nyame bɛyɛ nyame bɔ hwua mu wei na meka ɛyɛ ada mo nte ma afeɛ no nyame wɔbɔ hwua mu nyame wɔdi twɛ wɔ nipa no aworɔ ne trousers a wɔdi twɛ ma ne ho ba wɔdi nsɛnhu a wodi ne bɛgyina ne place a wɔsi yɛmmɔ mpaeɛ wobɔ mpaeɛ ama nyame wabɛyɛ wo dɛ wɔ mu wode kyerɛ me baabi ehia mpaebɔ wɔ ha. What you say? Ne ho ba nti wɔn tesa ne ho aba honhom na yɛ bɛsɛ ne mu.
Or make his noise no nya but you dog one say I think say ye mu bebre nti ase e we society when ba religion on say most of church members you know especially man omutie omasofo nom so the asofo beka na obeye enti na asofo bia so called asofo no omo no da bi omo ko sunsum wiase na me bompa ye se nka nyankopon obeye omadom na omo ko sunsum wiase ana nko maka ho na nko ni sama ye habi so ahun enti da bia no osi sunsum wiase aha enti no sunsum wiase no this I have be Russell is laughing. It is soon we ask no. And I said terms no mu use no. And on a team capture a sorry for money bebra. And I say you say you chrome one of na so for nim no. And yen ya me hun no mo de ye adwuma. Oma kwaji enrodro. Enti no ebi wo ho no ma sorry bi wo ho ko rem a you no ane pe. Because ya chaining so ahun. But it's a me kwa Ghana me visit obi a sorry o me kwasra obi a wona sorry. Me an me kwasra obi because me ni ma sorry nim.
Yeah. One say wo baby na say yenye je wo so ana say wunya attention bi a e ma wo crave for wrong attention mom.
No correct.
Enti no to say bi a sister we say e bi a ni fie na ni nye ne maame no mokra bi a ne maame a wo be nan emu bi ni hono ma ya appreciate no ono de obeti a ne ha ba gikwe we brem ha ba gikwe on said that obi owo sika enti no obi ani nso no wabusua nim enti say obi te wa man church bi wa sorry bi no ye oh sister Juliana oh sister Nyame asum dwenka oh sister Waduku di efa she feels that they value her enti no waka ho na can be an abuses use sugar coating words
Manipulative, charming. They're very charming.
yes enti say one yes smarter who die ebeko ɛna sɛdeɛ yɛka no yɛayɛ ama ate sɛ yɛsuro asɔfo no anaasɛ so sɛ obi wɔ asɔre mu na ɔyɛ panin kakra a ei wo deɛ asomasi no akɔka no bible said thou shall not touch the anointed ne yɛtu saa quotation no but wura fi sɛ duru baabi yesu nso twe abaa ɔmo ɔtwe abaa hwɛ wɔm yɛse na ɔmo nyɛ anointed they were anointed
Exactly. But ya sofo ni bi wo ho no ma omu hia nantwi aba so omu hia nantwi aba but doc why is it that say most women are so easily persuaded when it comes to religion by their church leaders. They say as asofunu etimi convince omo to the extreme say ebi mu kura etimi any omo asofunu mo da asofunu mi ka kire na sorry ba say the enti a woni ukun enwo ne say okọ sunsun wiase no yes say one ne da no obi ekwan ma ne kun no ama
Yes.
ne nada. I mean to
Yes.
say why is it so easy for them to like um manipulate women, more women so easily?
Yo, since me da say, saa asɛm wei me da so wabisa me na when it comes to psychological aspect of it yɛn mu bebree no yɛnyi nso yɛne yɛn nkwalaa abere mu anyi ɛno na bebree ehu ne sɛ ɛyɛ daeso obi wɔ hɔ a ɔse meso daeɛ na mewɔ school mu na ɔsɔfo obi sɛ spiritually waka akyire wowɔ school mu di a waka akyire wonka akyire yɛn mu bi no sɛ te sɛ bi a yɛmfa ne sɛ ɔmo maame nom nyaa chance ba aburokyire ntɛm na ɔmo yɛ nkwalaa wɔ Ghana no saa nkwalaa no ɛne ɔmo nkwalaa saa mpanyinfoɔ no ne ɔmo nkwalaa abere mu anyi deɛ mepa akyerɛ ne sɛ nneɛma bi a nkɔyɛ akwalaa na ɛsɛ sɛ yɛyɛ ma no no yɛyɛ maa no ma n'ani gye wie ɛyɛ asakwadaa nti no onyiyɛ no wayɛ matured wɔ biribiara mu nti no ɔnuu ne ho sɛ ɔnka sɛ o mihu yi anka bi mpo anaa nyaeɛ a nka mede bedi agorɔ nneɛma no bebree nipa no bebree no ɔmo anya nneɛma nkwalaa bere mu no nka ɔmo deserve sɛ ɔmo benya nti a ɔmo honam no na anyi but adwene no ɛda so wɔ n'akyi ebi te sɛ wohu sɛ oburoni ne ne ba nam a ɔmo nam no akwadaa no yɛ 2 years anaa 3 years a ɔmo duru baabi a ɔmo sɛ ebi a plant bi ho anaa animals bi ho na maame no anya abotire na ɔkyerɛkyerɛ akwadaa no sɛ o ebi a wei yɛfrɛ ne sei wei sei na ɛyɛ nti akwadaa no nyi no onyi ne nipadua ne n'adwene ne ne biribia na enyi kɔ yɛn nso so deɛ sɛ wonam koraa na sɛ dua bi na abɔ akɔre na da baabi na afo sɛ dua wei ehia me mekɔ fie a mede bɛyɛ sɛ a wobɛhu sɛ ɔmaame a agye dua no afo fatow na ka ho bɛsen di m'akyi wei a wafa de kɔ akɔyɛ dɛn without actually asking you sɛ dua no a wafa no ɛdeɛ na ade kɔ akɔyɛ na mfasoɔ bɛn ɛna wobɛnya firi mu yɛwɔ nipa bebree a dua a yɛgye firi ɔmo nsɛm a ɔmo wɔ 3 years no they are still crying for saa dua no at the age of 50 at the age of 60
your society no you take a shortcut right ye nimu nkyerɛkyerɛ most of us no enimu nkyerɛkyerɛ
ɛna sɛ du baabi krampo na sɛ bi a akwalaa ensu a woso kawa ne tum
akwalaa since I had to Brazil so ya akwalaa bɔne
yes ne yɛ keka nsɛm kyerɛ wo yɛma wonyi and deal with things in every stage of your life nti yɛma wonyi too quick nti yɛmfa ne sɛ bi a woyɛ 7 years a wobɛhu sɛ yɛsoma na akɔ yerɛ sika na wagyi me 7 years nso yɛsoma wakɔta adeɛ bra ɛsɛ sɛ wo yerɛ sika nana hello ɔyɛ child
this I answer and then the prof about say the devil goes to church too just to prey on unsuspected gullible and vulnerable women for sure and I brought Kwame Bedu say on also say oh hold on brought Kwame Bedu say people don't know themselves so they fall for any misconceptions which is very true. One bam 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 bam. Oba pastor said William, me wakwa pa. Wakwa. Hey brother Brian, ni what do you mean who afe inti me nka wasem.
Brian hena ni woni pa bi bedi ni birthday aka wa week anu ase that in home ba wo Brian me no wo bi kan wo bi
happy blessed birthday to wifey. Why? You celebrate. We're celebrating now. I'm so proud of you. And when you hear
Emuano.
wifey Annie was celebrating no kama.
Emuano. And when no buy and see no.
Mm,
Kwaku for the assembly.
yes. Why are to me the kwajo?
Hi, the person Kwaku for the assembly for somebody can do.
The kwajo. Oh my goodness. And you know, young back to a
Yes.
they say you see sayat you said well your society mame for no any abusuafo anaasɛ neighbors no akora yɛ adeɛ na ebenya ntoboase akyerɛkyerɛ no nneɛma yɛ so yɛ akwara abɔne right
Yes.
ɛna bra kwa me bedu nso asɛm a ɔka sɛ the misconception no because it is say most of nipa no like you know ɔmo nim ɔmo ho I mean everything start with self bibia we have no we are our own miracle but you bebre ba religion answer man no bebre di omutumi ama o masofo no
Yes, because they don't know. Omunim dear as omunim dear that's all my any other the limitations
yeah
are and over machine krana machine a juma a limitations and so
oh yeah
I
maintenance
yes it is a yeah say yeah you safeguarding no na yeah so say yeah oh when you say sometimes abemu am ni tv hey o ye bibi na wo ka nanim a o so sun no sun ye kroma on beka tell ni say be mansu na so wansu obeda akrokro na yire
and
enti me wo a na maka tell say masa it's okay to cry but can you tell me why you are crying
no correct
na waka o say bi ase ni say me say a wo ye de ye aka me nyo sa
no correct
Ufun say you okay so be yes but it's not okay enipa ne bebree no saa ɛna ɔma yɛ na me kɔsra me family last week na me wɔ faase baako he's only 3 akwadaa ne temper bi a the last 2 years ɔkɔɔ nursery wakɔ pagya na ɔde ba fie no ɔte ne nsa no wabɔ ne maame aso
what
yes abɛɛmoa mesɔ ne nsa mmienu kɔɔ so na mehoo ne to ho maa no afei osu woni mmere wafo me maame akɔfa na sɛ ne bona msese wamfa na nsi wɛ na wono na nanim yinu nya mo problem the reason being identity na ne bufu a ne papa te wa wafu abadwe sɛ no ɔnkɔ bobɔ ne papa na ne maame na ɔkɔ akɔbobɔ no deɛ yɛn no yɛ try ne say is okay so ɔbɛboro ɔbaa
Brother Brian, when number is not popping up, when change your phone number and I don't see you, maybe I send you away messenger. I ask someone. Hi.
akwadaa 3 years ɛmmɔ ne maame nti me sɔ ne nsɛm yɛ no kɔɔ so na mefoo ne to ho maa no mekɔ 1 week a yɛkɔdi wɔ hɔ no nyina mede m'ani tɛɛ hɔ paa hwɛ suban a ɔdaa n'adi ne papa de adeɛ ma na ɔgye ɔse thank you ne maame de adeɛ ma na ɔgye ɔfo sɛ yɛ okay ne watena ase na ɔdi
Ampa any America chrome has said yeah and collect bomb mammy de bebre qua be me yeah juma or a meal therapy a me former job na mommy beat say be a ne banana or bono to the extent you know by a and when jumani or earning home visit right into a share day visit and I share and I share with overnight visit 1 day and then we'll call 1 day no yeah then yeah 2 days into yeah Friday Saturday not Sunday ne ma me de naba no se ma me ne de ne ba Sunday a o ka chen se omo ko store akoto video game or driving or take it the long way no into take it the long way no na akra na famada na one time na nsuo top there was like you know nsuo na nsuo top and mommy buy na me na me work carriage one me ne another staff but na staff no dealing with the and kwala ba na kwala ba struggle and I yes we could receive akwala nti akwala ni nya hu mani mu ape eno be a car no or catch and my miss any my mere and trash and no ma make catch and say omo cost to akoto video game. Nti na ni suti no hu me no ne je say when hu say ni ma me a trick no. Na yes so be boni ma me na me step in na me catch and say I'm not here to hurt him. Me so take 10 steps back and what he did. And I made mama, I no quite not caring because no, I feel I put you my men car and say, oh, mama, I'm in tune. Yeah, the other guy, another staff buy and you know, over clocking. And your friend is saying staff now no or dealing with a club I couldn't go inside or no nominate or no, you're my partner until me and yeah, you may good together, brother Brian and papa. Into a buy, no, na say a human so near normal my training and almost friend TCI training, right? The TCI training Kleby is being unsafe now, which means training a plan. Nti me ne me partner ne say ye de odon sasha ne motom face the other way nti onya hu see ye de ne sasha ne motom ne hu say baby e ko ne nkoye no say okay or be free any honum na say okay ye be so ne nsa but we want him to walk back with us ne ma me be ko ti ye ma any two car no koye no akola is hada no what tricky ya ensuo to no na male staff ne ko inside because me na me want relationship with boy no but that he was so disappointed, he feels so hurt. Akola ma me ensuo ma me adwuma me ba man fat ade ama me see be drew inside na I was drenched just me panties nyina afọ. Oh, and some kitu entity say Mrs. Sada no, as someone told me that say, hey, now and to be by inside I'm catching say I cannot work like this because me for everywhere was wet. And you know, I na talk extra baby I mean yeah you manage a man man you know to say na yes me copy nkwala ni bi ti say new boxes na ya to na omo use ye no me prepare ba no bi na me pe omo your friend is saying sweatpants me pe ba akona t-shirt and so
and tomorrow right
and then my undershirt no aha nti ko na ye ho no omo was start bathroom to me jare ye bibi nti I have to take a shower over there and then change into those clothes because I know they don't come person me coffee but me penny yes say akra or strong or bune mame nti esan so bune mame no nti no mame no chan trust no after that incident no mame na ma na mafie for 1 year na akra no onye home visit na mame no ne ba ebe day visit on ground because of the ne kwa bontin no ka so the ne ba wotimi bro mame one time mame ne ba na ni ba ko ahụ yeah enti America ha say die ye ka se nkola ebo mo mame no eni bebre kwa ebi mutimi tutu omo nan wo omo te se Jackie Chan
what say sana yes so no and them omunya na omujimi no
oh yeah
because me ubisa we no ma omobeka kire o so no udi ade ese ne nanu na ompa ne wabatu agu o metwa wo na asia ma asesi a o ba go because and say wo papa dey ma o na say wo bebie wa no ade a o ma me dey ma na wo mpa ka tell the plane say o mpe na attitude bi ni behavior bi no mothers no yanso so ni nti no omo feel say okay oh obi beka say oh na wo ba baby na o metwa na ho pa ama me bo ho ama na sese
yeah
enti say wo ba be bo me a wo ba dwi hu mi enu because who nim say me nya wa me mfa nchew
most definitely doc mpacho hold on na brother Brian abano oh Mr. Lee ukra first one I'm sending you link to a media send you WhatsApp brother Brother Brian. Brother
Yes,
Brian.
mommy.
Brother Brian.
Mommy.
Papa.
Major also now.
What you saying?
Boko send ya the mommy akusia miracle try woman there. Me say men come share.
Yen
Oh,
chamo. And
dear.
what's
Yeah,
celebrating
dear.
my wife?
And no, I don't know where I can. Who are dear? Who family be do a birthday and you
No
who so
problem. I send no link in the messenger, right?
Ah, we asama my sister pay he can there. Adwa mentias you. We the adwa the me to me no the abo anytime bia. But sister akusia there na me ya careful kaka cause I do to me chinam na asama okay mentias me
Yes.
sisi no enye say bia ma share na member social media. Say me no cause we say me share my glasses. Nyame ya madoma mebu glasses no ma say no na tumi asay na kama. Ti afi na me pen.
The best and yam palace on said that would work for the nado con.
Oh, you chair up one holding.
Oh, the we be a mechanic. Na my ya me kwa ejuma. My ready
Oh, maybe we're confused.
no. Say na me opentama kofad, opentama fad ya utu mija baby atu baby a wadwen koso. A staircase no wall no so ye ketua bi.
Yeah, yes.
Ya ko. Ti me buy na me fa na me study can ball glasses no ano.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
Maybe into 2 hours. So,
Na me obeji edi unji ndi obetumi we de memma
Brother
ho.
Brian. And then come on, you know. Mr. Lee Patterson, yeah, Mr. Lee, I was waiting and waiting. I sent it to you. Mr. Lee, welcome.
Thank you, Sister Love.
Wow, you look
welcome,
fantabulous.
Yeah.
Oh, I mean, and my own, brother.
Obi o phone so now Bisao say, why don't you open on your laptop for a better view and stuff? So our laptop our uncle so the better direct.
No, but Mr. Lee using the phone because once Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, you're using your phone, right?
Yeah, I'm using my phone.
Okay, when you
the
click,
phone so allow
you.
It did allow me.
Oh, okay. All right. I mean, say, I'll wait me a friend me through messenger now. My brother Brian 3 to 5 minutes long can't it the Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, well, because I want to make sure say I'm being fair for everybody to be sharing their opinion about domestic violence and the late gospel musician Osinachi. Ni wo ya ene ne nwom to no me feel say na o pese o I mean sem bebre wo mu a ono akan ya wan follow I mean o say I cry no o say we train for china it will be too late and then today she's dead and she's been killed. And brother Brian, what is your thoughts in that?
Yeah, my meme that's new one the and then me know can say me a tribute Emma for 3 hours 45 minutes.
Wow.
And it do baby not mean to me, so I had to sign off.
Wow.
Na ya bebre said ya mekaya no. Or ye nipa na said ya okano the worst choice of words and or the minister no. Utie bi a who say na otwemako. Otwemako na ni kunu ne de me read you baby and say he was sent from the pit of hell. And I agree to that. I agree to that. Make me like I say na oba lady ni bi wu and I say
hey
or you know old. But so to me it trying to so abruptly like it's really heart wrenching. But maybe I've learned to give thanks to God. Obi baby sasa then Amekasa because she's in a better place. She's no more in pain, she's no more in agony. Whatever it was, she's no more in it. But pie boy about
hey 1G ya sha
being colani. But you say
1G na shase o ha no apostle. O si nyame mie nkola na ni no munya.
Anti me na wenya me no sorry o me nim de nti ayesa. Omie mofra nani na lift up to a better stage in life. Ma omure mfi de omuhu ye. De omufamu because domestic violence, domestic violence. There has been something planted in the minds of the children. As nyame ambemwa, they will grow and they will start exhibiting those things. Ono na Emma Elivi on. Anka domestic violence yeka ho asema yeka yenua ba yi wi. Na anka preventable. Ade akobetumi asia makwan. But Osha the picture Osha ade in the long way. She hoped for the better because of the emofrana omuwomu no. Eno na ama nipa bebre ti de omo ko ho an omo hu amane. Uyi enu free wa mi odon ko a. Mi hu odon ko a ebetumi ama watena aware ana relationship mo ya more use. So if love is leading, I don't know why you have to be in there. Oh, but when acquire nkwanshia.
No, this is not quenchia. I don't.
This is not. This is never
Sister,
quenchia. Come on.
minim so obi intimacy, but I'm speaking from
No, it's not.
an angle. I'm speaking from an angle. Obi intimacy. Everybody's entitled to their opinion.
That's true.
Let me have mine, please. I really don't want to be violent.
Go ahead.
I don't want to be violent.
Hey.
Me mame. Efa niema mutu baby. Odu baby no. Otimi free our reason free no. Na oye lusunagin.
Okay.
And you see another stage of it. Obeko their society better. Their busia for better. A whole lot. We know Okoya could do baby said no one losing no not any self-esteem.
Mr. Lee, you have your headphone?
Let me get it then.
Okay, thank you.
No one losing the self-esteem. Oh, and who loses self-esteem on so it means a whole lot. It means a whole lot. But you are not functioning. Obi ka bibi chrewa and rawo team. Say now what when air happen. Oh, baby, I sister ni do ye no. And I'm paying for a cat was say near woo and no nim dear tone and not your fire. Yeah, well, make me I can say your offer me a bebre, ni neighbors who be, no matter who be, and even the gospel fraternity, if I do a moment will be because me actually more treating now to even a studio. Ekobona sumo. I can't remember say Ghana. There was this musician, Nyamefane Christ here, Ola Williams. There was a program at National Theatre, and I made that bill on the now, software a born a Yurasum, software near very popular software, me boni di obi abe hono.
Memory.
The Yurasum or backstage. The way Ola Williams a treaty papano. We handle papano. I learned something from it. I learned something from it. I saw for no young money, nipa kind of crowd. What they go through. Into me, unya say me follow obi anyhow. Even on social media, you won't get it. The almost family Nadia, I had the glory side of it, and almost the training.
No crap, when it talks about brother Kwame. So,
sister, you told you what's here in the West, and now the voice in pool or the tone you what is a painful way.
It touches the soul, and
yes, but any part now, so see when or your spirit filled or you're then they obi to you know, you don't know. Now where they are more treating you with you. It's so sad.
Thank you, brother Brian. Mr. Lee Patterson, Mr. Lee, Matthew, brother Kwame. After Mr. Lee, I'll come to you. You know, Mama Mreka Kra, Mr. Yamwakaba. Mr. Lee, Yamwakaba.
Hello, Sister Love. Do you hear me?
Me Timon Kappa.
Yeah. That's right. I'm not too comfortable with the tree, and
Because
I'll
in
go my
English,
way
we
that
don't
I
go
am.
either
That's
way.
right.
Yeah, whichever one flows. We
That's
didn't get
right.
me
That's right.
Pembroke some.
Yeah, Sister Love. This death of this dear sister is like a thing which we need to talk about and talk about it vehemently. That women need to understand and women need to wake up because this kind of stupidity has been going on for a long time.
That's
And
right.
in any time another one bites the dust, it becomes the talk of the town all over the place. Everybody's talking about it.
Yeah.
When a few weeks passes, it's gone all to sleep. And then another one bites the dust again. And
That's
the
right.
whole episode starts again. Why? Love don't hurt.
Mm-mm.
You understand?
Mm-mm.
Love don't hurt.
Mm-mm.
So as a woman, if you go in a relationship with a man and push becomes shoving and shove becomes slap, sister listening to me, you need to make sure the exit is wide open. Go, go, irrespective of the kids or whatever people say each and every time.
That's right.
It is absolutely nonsense. You
I
understand? Absolute nonsense to say I'm being right there because of my kids. Kids of what? So now she's departed. She's gone untimely. What about the kids? That's my question. What about the kids?
Some stepmothers are wicked stepmothers. So
I mean, talking about stepmothers, that stepmother who comes into being is just going to have the same treatment. A lot of stories we heard about this episode, how she came to pass, was
right.
so bad and frustrating that why a woman have to sit in this kind of sticky relationship until she passes on the hands of that animal. You understand?
That's terrible.
As we are talking right now, a whole lot of situations, same as hers, are happening. You know,
That's right.
situations are happening. And
Hmm.
women are sitting right there. Sometimes people say it involves men as well. But when you check out the census of the deaths
The
or the
percentage,
hands,
high
the
percentage.
percentage or the high
Women.
percentage is women.
That's right.
The lives are always taken away by men.
Hmm.
One thing I got to say to brothers over there also who have the tendency of doing that to women,
Hmm.
sometimes it's all about the contradictory issues of the Bible
That's right.
because it has convinced or deceived a whole lot of men to understand or make up their mind that because it's in the Bible that man is always the head of the house, the household leader of the household. Because time in the Bible, as it says, God made the man slept and removed a rib bone, right?
Yeah, the
And,
rib.
and made the woman out of that damn rib bone. So a whole lot of men misinterpreted this kind of shit and says that like their woman marrying a woman becomes a property.
Jesus.
You understand? Woman becomes a property. I mean, it's a kind of thing needs to be addressed. Look, we can't change that thing in the Holy Bible,
That's right.
but it should have to change because that nonsense out there was made to put man high on the pedestal. You understand? Because why is it? I mean, the truth is always one, but it's hard people to accept the truth. You understand what I'm saying?
That's right.
The man becomes the head. So what? So he owes the wife who he has gone to marry from another family. Somebody says daughter. Somebody says sister.
Mm.
Somebody is child. Whatever is going on, if you, the man, don't like it, bring her back to where you got it. And that's it.
That's right.
Make a choice. But then, because this kind of property issue is in the head, they tend to do what they want with it. If I can have it, ain't nobody gonna have it. Why? That's my question. Why?
Jeez,
You
Mr.
see,
Lee. That's a big why.
when or if a woman comes into partnership relationship with a man, it's a partnership kind of thing, 50-50. 50-50. You know, that dominance of men all the past time in the Bible, that time that thing was made to uphold the man.
And abuse is not spoken much in the Bible. I don't know.
No, and subdue the woman, because from the Bible, women are always on the back stage and men are always in the front.
Superior.
You see, the superiority one has been handed over to the man. So is the man, and it's like the Muslim, whatever religion that you talk about, you see, men are always on the front and women are on the back. And treatment that women are having in respective houses in the hands of their men is bad. We don't talk about it.
That's true.
So when it happens to be like somebody that say, may she rest in peace, that's kind of stupidity kind of say. May she rest in peace, and everybody's saying that.
That's
you see,
right.
Sister Love, if God is going to open a whole lot of eyes to see souls which have not been able to pass, and they pass but they can't cross over, they're just wandering on earth, crying and suffering, and can't cross over because that time
before their time.
That's right. That time of departure has not been right, and because of that thing, they can cross over. And then you say somebody's still suffering in that afterlife. Rest in peace. I can't just take it.
Mr. Lee, Mr. Lee, pause. Let me come back to you. Oh my gosh. But you know, it is true, because when some people pass before their time, you know, they can cross over for sure. Their soul does wander. Brad Kwame, I found what to say.
Until the me who ya pa na say also who ya there.
Yes, we are doing the share. I mean, where mo friend me dia ya na mo mane me do. Mr. Lee says it's the love. Also say until though. I love it.
Mr. Lee, I greet you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
People are also the Michamu.
Thank you.
No problem. Me
also Brad Kwame.
below page, you know, me ankasa so me ye program ni be.
Oh, I have invited me. Maybe rough. Me to the comment to the me yard.
But me program ni the OBG. Yeah. A friend is saying the all can ya can't be brave.
Okay.
On Saturdays. Now the same topic you or now you bear one man. Yamia.
Mate.
And
you join you.
No problem, cry. Me patrol. Oh, you're welcome to me colleague back on here. Now,
Mate.
Me can't be to be. Unfortunately, now also me co baby, but me bought me in often. Your friend is a gospel musician, Osinachi won. My categorizing into 4
categories.
Stages. Okay, 4 different people are involved. Either say people supposed to blame, probably I will say all of them or one of them or whatever supposed to.
Okay. You're correct.
Now I don't know why I meant to say until the first one were USA, right?
Yeah. New York.
Them now ABI were USA.
Me were New York.
Phantom. Okay. Me were New Jersey.
Oh, okay. Yeah, bank.
Good. I can't phantom to understand the say. young African for no abusive man where side done or more better or more hano. Where a year aboriginal and I said Ghana and I said African. We seems to have an abusive marriage relationship rather than normal. I did also make my comment and make I say people doesn't know themselves. So we need how what you worth at. Obia ton be mau about yourself you and take it in good. Okay, that is the more reason why with me call sorry. I'm a pastor or to say wo or to send me me jina hai.
Nipa.
Yeah, etimi oye nipa odi to send me nyina ye didi sebi or kota nyina ye. A catcher will say or no what third eye etimi hunu beyond what you see. So what ya? Because it said you don't know yourself, and you don't know what you are worth of, you don't know your inner self, you don't actually you me how do you call it yourself on mean say as a single self on that tells me say most of a man echo our medical room.
No correct.
Because themselves. Never first one say you blame me. Who supposed to blame Nikruno? You blame Nikruno. You bet me I blame Nikruno because me know me no bet yes USIT say Obane Bema or Honam Ibubaku free ma the first suspect I suspect or no.
I knew who have for. No correct. I know the straight up.
You blame Nikruna me too. But let's give it the benefit of the doubt. Nikruno. Yeah, the other time I programs yeah of people are psychopath.
Yeah. Psychopath.
Yeah, what different stages and different kind of psychopathic people around.
Yeah. Let me get the definition and put it up.
Those people and before psychopath, they walk their way every time. That is one trait that make one aspect, one character of them. Almono, they kill you inside out. This Bema way was killing this lady, even not physical a brokrana inwardly, no, not all killing lady, no, inside out.
No correct.
Lady no was strong. That is the reason why I now minister or to emanipa eba out.
No correct.
What you are saying, not a person or killing what that was. If what they are saying is all non a bonu kunini true, which I'm not doubting that. Because why and then warriors are the way.
No.
A Bruno didn't start now. It has started a long time ago. Now Oguni say and can 18 could do baby I could do. Waba no say yes what the abba say and yet on one. That is a good question for all of us to think about.
Bro,
yeah, for the church.
Bro.
Mr. Lee, let him finish.
No. Let me ask him a question because I want him to elaborate something for me. You see, as you're talking about beaten, this kind of beaten, a whole lot of women are being beaten by men. As right now you're talking, it's not about Osinachi is kind of dead. That's why we are here to talk. We are addressing it. Why is the beating? Why?
Okay. But what I'm gonna say is a nipa biano, okay. Yen say oko aqua warrior. Most of the time on yana you how wealth our are. Those especially omu partners, no. Okay. Omunim the onuan kasano onim ne na wahunu how worth the partner is. Because I wouldn't even who ye now don't want. Who don't want us to be big cramp chawa. na udo ho a, it will be hard for you to tell better than sasa obebo oba. Bimu eye adia, it is the traits that is in them. That is how they are. They think like a human being. Baby, theirs is not there.
It's not functional.
That is what I'm saying. They are part of now. They
don't have empathy.
They don't have that. They ain't get that. Or need that at the end. If it's such a person, there's nothing that is gonna see the crime say. Maminya sympathy kakra and fama and you pay me full set make what hurting because we hurting me be a me. So what did they mean? I mean to know they come all out and give it to you like you are just animal. Because I'm one such a person only. Yeah, you gotta know how and I say this, you don't even live with such a person, such an animal. I told me I'm very sorry. I need to attend to something really.
Don't worry. I would
love to make contact you, then we talk. Maybe I'm sorry at you for something.
I'm sorry you're gone. I'm sorry, man.
No. Go ahead.
Come and talk on your show anytime that you invite me.
And you invite me when you come on. I would definitely come and contribute.
Sorry, move on to me.
Okay, that's Michelle. I know say you asked for it earlier. Okay. Doc, no. I hope say when you're busy with your soccer pim. Doc, what's the name? Okay, Brother Brian. What's the name? Mr. Lee Patterson.
Yo, I'm in the tune, Kappa. I hear you.
Mr. Lee.
Yeah.
Do
you hear me?
I hear you, Mr. Lee. I am so bothered with domestic violence. You know, American film has say, and what? Na, sanya wokan and men money be and may be bromo, but it say the high percentage, it's mostly women, who ends up being murdered, being beaten.
Now, Sister Law, it's your tap on Chirenia or then.
Or do what?
Thank you.
Or do what? And to say, I mean, like we can sit here and talk about, abusive this, abusive that, but like, in terms of a way forward, what are some of the things that we as society, community, we can do to support our sisters? Because
Sister Love, if society, if the community ain't do nothing to support you, you are in the fire. You know how hot the fire is. You know how you've been burned. Do you wait for somebody to come and show you or tell you the way out of the fire? My question. That's a question. You know what I'm saying? Why would you say somebody is taking your life out slowly? It's going. That's your life. Nobody's life but yours. How do you stay until it gets to the point where you will be dead? And think about it. This man or some other men that have been doing this kind of shit, they have boys as sons. Boys have been witnessing what daddy is doing to mommy every time. Some of the boys go against the daddy sometimes. They defend their moms. But as I read, this man has just educated 3 boys that he had with this
to
woman.
join him to beat up their mom.
That's right. Beating a woman is cool, so they know. And all this kind of atrocities the woman was suffering, the boys were witnessing it. Her own car will be driven past her standing in the sun, whereas the man is enjoying a ride and it's just like dominating. And I've seen a whole lot of times when a man and a woman is in the shopping center, you could see the man controlling the woman with eye signs and like way talking, and everything is just so bad. Why women have to wake up? This is all what I'm calling.
Amen to that. Mr. Lee, sister, I saw Obapa, I saw Sika Ekenbibi. She talked about, religion, tradition, and culture contributing to her death, right?
Christianity says thou shalt not divorce and all that kind of thing. God didn't say a woman have to divorce the husband, but did God say the man has to kill the woman?
And that's my problem, because it seems like we have most of our men and some of the women, when it comes to they have identified certain scriptures, right, that is beneficial to them. So when situation come now, they go and emphasize about a scripture that is beneficial to them, and they don't read the whole scripture, because in every scripture, if you read the whole thing now, there is accountability somewhere, but a lot of people are skipping that. And Sister Yatobra said,
some bad thing is going on. Some bad thing is going on. Pastor is aware. The man of God, the so-called man of God, they all are aware that bad thing is going on. They say, "Oh, as because but the man is on the top of his act, doing bad, and woman is suffering."
But God has given us the brain to utilize it. So I'm not understanding as to why they're listening to a church leader, church member, society, because you're the one sitting in the marriage and you know what you're going through. And if your husband is grooming your children to be abusers themselves or not, that's not happening in my household.
No.
It's time for you to run as far as you see this running. You don't wear your shoes, so you take off your shoes and run.
I need a woman to come on and tell me personally why a woman have to stay, or most women, more like 1,000,001 women are in relationships, seeking relationships right now. They are being bullied, they are being beaten, they are being hurt, and they are still right there. Why? Me as a man, I think if me in a woman's shoe, I'm going to leave. Some of the women who have taken that kind of precedence and leave, they are alive now. They are alive. And this kind of thing be changed, that you marry somebody that ain't your property. Marrying a woman doesn't make a woman your property as a man. And
that's right. But as Brother Obi said, right, you have another human being telling you that they have a third eye. I mean, we have miracles, right?
Yeah.
And I know if I want blessings, I know how to pray for myself. Yes, if I need more prayers, I know whom I'm going to call. I'm going to call Sister Yatobra. She can help me pray. I'm calling you, Mr. Lee. Brother Brian, I'm calling you. I'm calling everyone that I know to pray for me. Help me pray. But I'm going to do the prayers the most. And then as I'm doing it, I need to take steps, precaution, using resources to making sure, say, I will get to where I need to go. Mr. Lee, Sister Yatobra has a question. He says, is it the woman's only lot in life to be a wife, or is there a destiny for her to fulfill?
Is there a destiny for her to fulfill? I don't understand.
No, she said, sorry. Let me back up. I read it wrong. She said, is the woman's only lot in life to be a wife, or is there a destiny for her to fulfill?
Oh my God. Each and every one on earth have a destiny. Being single as a woman ain't no crime.
Yeah.
Being a single mom ain't no crime. And I want to assure all women that marriage is not the gateway to heaven.
Bam. That's
marriage ain't no gateway to heaven.
Uh-huh.
Correct. Because what? Love means you have to be loved, not to be hurt.
That's
And
right.
you are in a relationship, a kind of sworn oath thing, for better, for worse. For better, for worse. So the worst is like you dying slowly and you got to stay in there and die because you raise a hand and say for better, for worse. No, to hell with it. A woman got her fulfillment. I know a lot of single women who got off bad relationships. They are all right. They are living their lives, and life is better for them. You understand? Life is better for them because the same Bible says an eye for an eye and a tooth for a tooth. But the same Bible says if you want, turn the other cheek and let them slap the other cheek. So if the Bible says thou shalt not divorce, the man of God says the same. And there are quotes in the Bible that they can justify this thing we did. You as an individual, the law are made, but the law is made to be broken.
Yeah, every man-made laws are meant to be broken.
Of course, yes. And this thing was made by people. The Bible was written. What they said is so say that Lord God Almighty wrote it. But then if Lord God Almighty wrote the Bible and made it in form to give the man the pedestal, and men are using that kind of pedestal wrongly, God should come on down again and change it because it's not on. If my sister have to die like that, wouldn't it be cool with it by me? You understand? And a whole lot of women have died. Lots of women have died. It's not just this one.
Yeah.
This one has come
And
up.
Mr. Lee, not only have they died, if they don't die, they are deformed. Because, you know, you have men that said to their partners, their wives, that if I can't have you, if you're not staying with me, then no one can have you. Mr. Lee, I want to put this in there. Sister Asosika says some women, some African women needs to be more assertive and advocate for themselves, for sure. And
because the thing is, they are talking about culture. They are talking about family values. I mean, life comes first before every little thing.
Mr. Lee, you know what? I'm going to tell you something that I someone close to me was talking to me, and they said, and my first question that I put to her was like, I'm going to tell you what it is in a few minutes. Since I asked, Tuba said that the hypocrisy must stop, and then Sister Sage Williams says a star state of affairs. Too many times when it is find out, it is a little too late, which is true. Mr. Lee, I was talking to a family friend, and you know I have a classmate who is in a relationship, and the man is financially abusing the wife because you know the man and the wife are like, you know, when it comes to bills, they paying half and half, and then when it comes to the children, the woman is doing 90% and the man is doing 10%. So the lady was saying, say, it has gone on for so long, and at times the husband will ask her to put, hey, Brother Brian, I have something to say. And then the husband would ask the woman to like put it forward, like pay, and then at the end of the year, I will give you the money that you spend on my behalf. But he never reimbursed the money to her. So she was talking to her mother about, you know, filing for a divorce, right? And the first thing that her mother said to her, she said her husband's mother and father both passed away 5 years ago. And she's saying that her own mother advice to her was that she cannot divorce her husband because the husband is an orphan. So I said to myself, Does that justify her staying in abusive relationship, being financially abused because the husband is not helping? He's just using her, right?
That's not good enough.
She can take care of herself by being a single mother, and she would do better as a single mother. But as her mother, that's the best excuse that she could come up with, that he's an orphan. So now she's responsible for him.
No,
how do you justify that?
No, it's not justifiable at all. It's not. It is not. It is not. But you see, the mom idea of saying what she's saying is, you know, yes, I want to judge saying no, but then the woman is suffering. But the family, they don't see that suffering part of the situation. They see us like the dignity. God damn it. Dignity needs to go back on the house.
What is dignity when one can lose their life foolishly? Because, and then there's a male, this one is a male, and he's a family member. He was going through a lot of emotional, psychological abuse. I personally witnessed it. And I don't like getting into people's.
I mean, from the wife, it was being bullied by the wife, or what?
Yeah, the wife was bullying this man, and then what happens was that one time he called me and he was like, sis, I need to talk to you, and I was like, okay, what's going on? And then, he told me everything that's happening, and I started asking him questions if he has done this, and he was like, I have done everything possible. The wife, gave him ultimatum: is either you bring me to abroad, or by this time, if not, then I don't want to be married to you no more. And like, you can't just do that because you don't know what the person is struggling with financially and stuff. And he decided to bring money to the wife to start a business back home, to help with the finances and stuff. And the ex-wife told him that Bugger's wife do not work. That was her response to him. So he finally made the decision to divorce her. And when he divorced her, some family members took her side because they said, and then, they label the man of divorcing her because she's an orphan, right? But then we find out that her mom had passed away, which is, painful to lose your mom at a young age, but the father was alive. But she has told people that she's an orphan. And when she said that, within a couple weeks to a couple months, the father also passed away. Right? So I was like, why would you say that you're an orphan when you're not an orphan?
So does being an orphan put somebody in a committal aspect to be there for him?
No, I think in our society, as it's being said, Sister Sika, Sister Yatobra, culture, tradition,
a grown ass man,
religion has limited us in that.
Sister Law, we're talking about a grown ass man. Got to be baby sitting by a wife because he's orphan. A grown ass man.
He was mistreated. I mean, my own eyes. Some family
But you see, what I'm saying is, if as a man, you are being treated badly by a man equally, like a woman needs to walk away, you have to walk.
And he made the decision to walk because he was emotionally, psychologically affected. And, like, he went through a lot. And he endured it for a long period of time. And then when he finally decided to leave the marriage, some of the family members was against him. Mr. Lee, hold on. This is the kicker. Whereas some of the family members called me to reprimand me because I'm in support of the male. And I was like, listen, what am I supposed to do? Because he's a grown adult. Things he's going through, he's the one in the marriage. If things are not going the way he wants it and he wants to dissolve the marriage, how is it his business to tell you that he can leave the marriage?
It's all up to the man. Hey, and you'll be saying, Yenya Ohubeto and Yenya Manfobeka.
Sister Anne, 21st century nurse, Yamwakaba.
Yenya Ohubeto and Yenya Manfobeka. A manfo can say whatever they want. They can buck and buff. This is what a manfo is all about. They want you to stay there until you're dead. And when you drop dead, then the whole lot of Papa Lucas starts. You understand?
But yes. Brother Brown, business.
Because then time you are laying down there, that's when they're going to get your friend is saying that you are going to be sold for money, you know.
Sister, our 21st century nurse Angelina Bauer, if a grown man is an orphan, is that my business? No.
Precisely. That's what I'm saying. A grown ass man. Is that somebody else's business to babysit a grown ass man? No.
Oh my gosh, Brother Brian, how do you feel about a man being a man being told that he can't divorce when he's
the man
physically abused, emotionally and psychological abuse, and a woman being told says she can't divorce because of her children? How do you feel about that, Brother Brian?
Adwoa, thank you. Say anything, nothing is not working for me. Say no, niyama menhuni niyama me teni niyama mishiano. I will not even wait. So being to me for no being kind me. But if say you will nipa ni bi wo more, how they were brought up, I must still to me dream for themselves. Exactly. Na me ko if na me ko, how will I start? Obi hwe baby a wadu. Any the turn around no.
It's hard.
Distance, and so a prayer. Right. Until no a nyoma bebre na aka bom. Tell you the truth. See I can ye but say a toa and I say wada. That's where I'll put it.
That's right.
And to wada. Make us another
Brother Brian, let me ask you a question, Brother Brian. And to what, Dano? Nature say, say, maybe two ways so. Never seen this one. Metra on my who? No,
Mr. Lee, that's not what I meant. Everybody and their action level.
And I make up.
I know see or not the better
Exactly.
And I maybe so say, I don't know.
I cannot speak for anybody, Mr. Lee. I can't. But from where we are all driving at, it is not good. It is not something we applaud you. Right. So as and when we are going, the education part in here is nobody should stay in there. And don't take it as it is something you can work it out. No, you can't.
Yeah.
If you could have done anything about it from the onset, it wouldn't have been going on till that time you being suffocated in there.
Agrowing every titty.
Exactly.
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 It's going on.
But Mr. Lee, do you know what? We always hope for the better. That is the thing.
Hey,
exactly. That is what is killing us today. But so we'll be able to grow out of data.
So we have to give empowerment. This is why we are here, you and I, Brother Brown.
And that's what we are doing right now.
That's right.
That's what we are doing right now.
Let's bring out the past. Don't let them be soft.
But the truth is, whatever we are doing, no, me to me actually as you should say, enroll between obi nte.
No correct. A bounce off.
On to me for fine because of that particular state, no woman.
A lot of questions that this kind of people we are talking about are exercising in their heads.
Mr. Lee, let's thank God you and I. We are getting that eye opener today.
Amen to that.
That eye opening, we are getting it today, right now. But at this moment, somebody is in a state where, like, only access
to, it doesn't penetrate.
Only access to even free him or herself.
Some people are brought up in a kind of family style. Some men are brought up, some women are brought up equally in that kind of media. I use my own English. It's a timidified world.
Mr. Lee, that is your willpower and what you can do with it. What I say? When him say, you not make us no, me use low self-esteem.
Oh, I know the
low self-esteem. Say, if it plays in your life.
Low self-esteem, no, that English word. Who said that low self-esteem? No,
Mr. Lee. And I want means to make the fast.
I don't know that
I would never let myself down. I feel like a low
Mr. Lee, remember when you were talking, you said the way people were brought up. Right. And
say I timidify.
Exactly. Mr. Lee.
Mr.
Lee, not all men grow out of it. Not all women grow out of it.
And then me catch them men. Any a man say, you all had to get up, wake up.
Mr. Lee, let's not raise voices here. The truth is,
don't tell me I'm raising
no. Please don't get me wrong.
I'm not raising voice. Listen,
what I'm trying to say is we are putting a message out there.
No, I'm not raising the voice. So, Brother Brian, let me tell you something. No. Hold it. When you say just not raise the voice, who is raising the voice and who is arguing? No.
I only used a phrase. I didn't attack you.
Rephrase that kind of phrase.
I cannot because I'm talking, you are talking, and you are going over my voice.
Oh, come on, Brother Brian. Come on.
Okay, Brother Brian, finish your thoughts and then we rotate.
We have to understand one thing, that it is an individual battle. It is an individual battle. So what to me are standing up for yourself. Now what to me are you may be there will be common. That doesn't mean so we to me are fighting I'm a dipano. But Adwoa Pacho continue program. Why?
No,
Sister Love, continue your program. Continue your program. Now, as there is no justification to the nonsense going on. And say Ube Kasa, as we have got the pedestal value today. Ube to me sheni panidi, ube to me shem. But when you come and talk soft and you try to tell me that no racing voice, come on.
No, Mr. Lee, what he meant was like he was talking and you were asking.
No. Sister Love, it's all about like, hey, this kind of a forum here, Baswa. It's like a family thing. We talk.
It is
yes,
family.
It's like
thing.
A family thing.
We're having a conversation.
A conversation. And I mean, let's say, you know, but we don't sit here and justify. Say so, yeah, timidify. It's I knew now when you need not bullying. Now it just say, baby, no say, ubi say me kasa say. A social who did not free what? Do you say because of the way I was born, the way I was raised, the way I was brought up, have to be forever? No.
You know, it doesn't have to be forever, but we do have some individuals, Mr. Lee, they don't have the capacity or the ability to be able to deprogram themselves, you know,
So Sister
learn,
Love,
learn
my
things
question
and
is, what
deprogram
do we do
themselves.
for them? What do we do for this kind of people? Because it's been going on for a long time, and this is it's hard time. We come together and blow the trumpet, blow the horns, that it is hard time. Oh, obiara nyani, obiara and sorry. Nasa enjoy. Sometime, as we are talking right now, somebody is listening. Somebody's life has been saved. We're taking a decision out of this little say, you know. But
Yeah,
when we are going soft, like what somebody else coming to say, then advocate English language.
yeah,
Be
but
soft and
Mr.
all that.
Lee, to say,
Come on.
Obi wa hono ma, ye blow horn no. But as loud as we blowing the horn, no, they still it's still not penetrating
Sister
because
Echo, Echo,
they are stuck. It's,
Echo, Echo,
we
Echo,
can't teach
Echo,
them.
Echo. Because the upia car, na start, na car didn't start here. You still keep pushing. You keep pushing. You keep pushing until eventually it starts. You understand? You push until eventually it starts. Until say, uka na okay, so ubanya. Nature say, sa akwadane nyen into wajai kasa. Debi. Ube kasa sa ewomu ebetumke.
Oh,
You know?
We're going to continue to advocate and talk to try to empower each other. But the thing is, there are some people now, as you use pushing a car, if it's not starting, you keep pushing. We do have people, they will push and push. They get to a point they will give up. They're not going to push no more. So it's like we have different level of people. There are some people now, for close mindset people, no, what they have grown to know, what they've been taught, they want to use the same thing. I want to use this word. They want to use the same shit forever. And if you are married to people like that now, you're in big trouble because their mind is closed. They're not willing to learn anything new. What we're talking about, Mr. Lee, we're making sense, but it doesn't make sense to them because somebody will come and say, you guys are speaking rubbish because they don't want to listen. And most times, when you have abuses, you think, say, the conversation we having, it should be teaching and helping other people, but for an abuser, they don't care because they don't want to change their ways.
Yeah, so the one who is being abused can have a way to change his or her life.
That's right. But if that person has been emotionally and psychologically, mentally broken, they're going to need a lot of resources, some support, counseling. However, if that person is not accepting help or not, we cannot help that person. Just like the personal manager for the late Osinachi. Am I saying her name right?
Yeah, you saying it.
Yeah.
The name is a bit
He
difficult to
said,
pronounce.
yeah, he said he had asked her multiple times to leave the husband. So people should not say nobody said anything.
So are we thinking about the spiritual side of something? Because the sister said, the twin sister said, when this man was trying to woo her twin dead sister up, she was not taking it. She wasn't taking it. And she was the advocate who was like pioneering for this man. The sister wasn't taking it. But the moment he got the pedestal, then he started to kick each and every family member away from this system.
Yeah, I told our sister Kaka and said, well, that's one of the abuses, way of they isolate family from their victim because they know that if the family are closer, they're going to help the victim get out of that abusive relationship. So most of them, they remove everyone that cares for them. This way, they can
Sister Love, okay, America suffer being or shoot to a young beautiful girl, no.
Yeah.
or new woman, a brother crying your conflict, a push and pull,
we all
push and show.
It. Yeah.
And they said to the brother that I will kill your sister, blah 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 blah. Hey,
and
sister, if you do threaten a sister mine,
I'm calling the cops.
You call them.
I'm calling the cops because I will make sure you spend the rest of your life.
Because sometimes you call the cops say, or not until he made a move. And before that move is going to be, your sister is dead like the lady got dead. If this man have threatened my sister in presence of me, I will come after him.
Well, they had the evidence. All they had to do is to pull the video from Facebook. So that could have been.
Now he's languishing in prison. The sister is dead.
That's my problem. The abusers always breathe and then the victim died. I have an experience, before I met my husband, I was dating this Ghanaian guy. And at some point, he was a good guy, very well brought up. But then he moved to Massachusetts. He said that there was a job there and everything. And then he started hanging out with some guys at Massachusetts. But he made a decision to start smoking weed and everything. And then one time I heard that he came to New York. And his family found him on a soccer field. They have trees over there, and he was getting the leaves of the trees and chewing it. Saying that he see people walking with their head. He lost it. He lost his mind. So they brought him to the psychiatric ward. And I remember when I went to see him, to visit him, the first thing that he said to me was that his family told him that I was going to leave him because of what had transpired and because I am more educated than him, right? Me taking psychology, I'm a psychology student. I know when people using that reverse psychology shit on you. So I said to him that in life, sometimes we have different paths. But at the same time, I'm going to visit him and, bring him food until he's well, for him to be discharged and everything. I just didn't want to end the relationship while he's in the hospital, because that alone can also trigger something for him to go through a lot of, I didn't want to do that. So I waited until he was back to himself. He was discharged.
But he wasn't beating you though.
Oh, no. I have never dated anyone that put their hands on me. God forbid.
Oh, okay.
Because I was, Mr. Lee, I was a cat. You
don't
hit me. But thank God, I never dated anyone that physically abused me. But this guy threatened me when I broke up with him. So once he came out, 3 months later, his father called me because they were trying to figure out where he was at and they couldn't find him. So the father called me. And I told him that I haven't heard from him for almost 3 months now. And then the father has the nerve. He tells me, it's my responsibility. And I was like, hold up. I'm his girlfriend. You his father. How the hell are you going to tell me that it's my responsibility to know where your son is at? I said, mister, don't bring that over here. Papa no, catch them, say me name Sebin. And I'm saying, Papa.
Adwoa, you should know right there, say Papa na mo when you're training.
No, they are talking. I'm saying, Papa. Asama wo catch them in same say na mo kan. Na say young cry be kan mo see any inside. Na me mama otete me wanye me. But say bad no me say I mean so me ye will be pan. I'm say answer na be kan sa asem no for anu twitwi fam na kohwe ahwehwem because e bi na ehwe me no. And to be catching or saying, me many inside, and I'm sure now many inside. You open your mouth.
Or replying with
exactly
his own choice of words.
Exactly. Me so uncle have him because a being a walk and a been a feminine. Or have you may be no can and no be no who are
it's sympathetic. It's so sad. It's so sad.
Kobe me wo hono mo say 2 days later and the friend I'm catching and say I don't want to see him. It's over everything. After more catch him and say me ye ne dia. First of all, I'm so won't worry me. Was saying me dono or no catch me or da me woman intimi nyano. The next one I buy and they say send ye odi me ye no enya dia metimi agya ne kwatidi.
That's in his brain. That's in his brain.
Intimi nyane kwatidi enti no onim se mesan back.
And only a friend befa opening.
The fourth one he said, they say, "Se mama baka na so hu se me ne your friend is saying, Bema for nama, obekum bema no na ye di asheme."
Wow.
And you know, the last one on the occurring, the last one and affected me the most because the first thing they say, I'm going to stop dating. I'm not going to put nobody's sons in harm because of this. Guy. And you know, for 5 years I did not date.
Wow.
I just stopped myself. I wasn't talking to any guy. I wasn't entertaining any guy. Anybody that comes, I tell them, say, I'm not ready for relationship.
Hey, seriously?
Seriously, because Mr. Lee, it got worse. This guy, Mami Jama Juma because baby, I'm not me Juma no.
So where were the police?
There be Oba send your my one no. It wasn't a year I made me call report to because America has say won't hurt you because one funny.
You see?
But
there we go.
Me quite do more Oba Brother Brown, Mr. Lee. Na wa shemo tea. Oba no yi mosuti na gu ne kon ho. Otimi ye straight push up 100 straight. Enti no oye nyina say customers num ne nkofo ba ho no so you know Emilia is my girlfriend and then girls no mo ye adwuma ho. God damn Emilia, you hit the jackpot. Na me say the crazy one. And then they'll be like, "Damn, girl, he's so fine." I'll be like, "You want him? Take him. I'm done." And you know, Sanya no about no. Now you too much, mommy. The embarrassment, you know, like the pressure. No, I don't know. I left the workplace. You know, he was a lieutenant. Yeah, for sure. When I left the workplace, you know, me na fufu ewo ho nyina ma mo obi en hu baby ameye adwuma. That was the break for me. When I left the workplace, now I won't need baby ame wo bie mu no. And when the man meeting me, I go back into dating because for 5 years, Mr. Lee, na me nya de bi.
Oh, sorry.
Adwoa okasa na metio pa na baby a me na metio asema me kan say you took charge of the situations at the time.
That's right.
Once na say na how was it okasa say for 5 years because now you were in a fear so you'll be life but you put somebody's life on the line. What I say? So ohun say oni obi kura be man nam keke enya obi relation enya o hwe kura obi what confessing, right?
Yeah.
And on Yansua, who knew how premeditated that person is.
Not the
mind was you be to me to put you in that situation.
Yeah.
Oh, it's share situation, you know, whatever the outcome will be in the long term, you helped yourself.
No correct.
Oh, but when you say you won't call for and maybe you have to brad at one. There are some people who resist change.
Yeah. They don't.
With the fear of the unknown.
No correct.
Exactly. It is a who resist here. Say, baby, I be obedi wechi, obeba ho. He knows your whereabouts. And Adwoa, you cannot move on.
No correct. And I have to relocate because I know soon I made a change. Owning baby, I'm a walk.
Exactly. Oh, what taking charge of the situation at that moment, you know? One man fear beyond show so, but in any penny and a bit in the that's where we are all heading to right now.
Yeah.
So it is one thing that leads to another thing. Oh, what the future holds in Tina Ama Ebimobre.
Yeah, I mean, most of us in the community, we are timid because I was very timid because me back me papa who are broche to say the ebraya bro me any unnecessary mistreatment even because now me a very talkative. Say my son, but I'm back to talkative, you know. Because now me kasa. I was told, they say, me kasa do me akra born in tina no krampo ni e flog me. Ya bumi wo ho.
You see, shutting you up for speaking up for yourself.
Eka me mu. Eti me ba ha say no me kai say me me call 10th 11th grade. Na teacher be busa question. I know the answer, but me raising my hands or friend me na me can answer no. But teacher no any students are work classroom one will be as one on tin year maker. But I knew say I was talking. But exactly. I also say my voice is so low they could not hear me, Mr. Lee.
Wow.
And it's so sad because it is where you grew up from.
Yeah.
Oh, I say you're tuning down.
Now, Sister Law, unim say Obabi free Scotland. And now on Suni Okuno.
Gasoline.
Ekuonin in your Bema. That the same house. And I was like, how says it?
But bro, I have the
how said Nipe say only need a down woman so one would the wood and then Juma would what to me the qualification I said die.
Obani na BBO and yeah no but no
one funny deal to soon acquire to mammy because Okoko turned down on it wasn't possible for him to do it because at the last hour of selling or who said none did nippy person and now or yeah Kakatua be what Nigeria or Bano every Scotland Ajan Quadano Echo say or the new quacko yeah what they call it Asamna Kana near or Nubayano or Noye because that's the house and to quiet any papa no cotton I feel. She should have thought better, you know. And you know, I say time I had that middle of the night, he came knocking on the door. The vehemence, a bob and yet, you are Berman, sorry, said, yet no more to put on. I said, but you got your key. And then I had to know that's what key is seriously. And to buy a pet, no, I'll be end of way. Yes, that night, no trouble. But you see, God so good. Gasoline or Shegu soon. And your Berman or that the grandma your friend is saying, I don't know what to call it. Or no the prayer bubu a pruna or lucky and okodumu and show pipe pump no say show back gasoline. Oh man, the man was an animal. And your face said, yes, I know a jadu pemu boom no and no start see a bonti and satisfy or shatu fire or kick him a month for buy officer and nipa die. And then suddenly the brother came out with this kind of severe burns.
Oh my gosh.
He walked through the fire and was able to narrate what happened to the police before he died. The next 2 days or whatever.
Oh my gosh. You know, I mean it is said some of the women now and I said this woman from Scotland. I mean, it is said to be put gasoline. Brother Brian, can you imagine it?
Hey, serious.
It's very difficult for you to burn alive.
Wow.
That is like
oh
my gosh.
Say when to me and at that moment, you know, baby I know walk around, so with me a free myself.
That's my talk, say. And it's all been so to be who I nipper catch us. Who do catch us meku na sir.
I'm
going. What is the next move?
Na me sali me si cheating kra me ko na bro.
Another video me share na wie yes obi na the tour platform back on the also.
Okay.
Oba na obi nim almost circulative video no just to get the proper view of the man because not the car. And I believe it wasn't far from Omufie. The man need to me crossing the street, echo to a car from the other side of the street, whilst the woman was walking on the sidewalk. on the opposite side, at the car no for sidewalk, HAC no into the almost going to the back alley. And
Wow.
running woman over with the car
Wow.
like 2 times. And
Wow.
driving away.
And no almost see road rage because that's my who video no so
That cannot be a road rage or 2 car or start a car no abandoning them sidewalk so on the other side of the street.
Oh, I know you're different. Okay.
So that is not a road rage. It's road rage there no one maybe I bet found walk anymore. But where they on the opposite side.
Brother Brian, the brother who came and left said we have psychopaths.
I know, Brother Obi was saying, yes, there are different type of psychopaths, and I put it here.
Exactly.
Right here, they have the first one. They have the subtypes of psychopathy is narcissistic, borderline, sadistic, and antisocial.
And it all comes to play, but mostly people are very, very familiar with the first one, the narcissist. No,
yeah,
you are very familiar with that. But antisocial, we say nipano on person obeko nipem, and what you are also planning into the call now ba. Say uko nipema na unya run to refuge. I want now we take refuge into definitely back. You come back.
Yeah.
And that's what is playing around now. Your sister here where we did.
Did any of you see the post? See what American Chromo has said. This guy killed a mother and a daughter because of Facebook posts. Yeah, Bemano or Kokuma menene bano. Seme fan say bia me ye ka say na mako Facebook ako post to bibi. Na obi akohu onim baby amete na post na me post ye no anye ni tiri mu de enti no wa farmer ne ho aba abekume ene meba.
Wow. Yes, some psychopathic ideas maybe. Psycho.
Like okay sana what's here so I don't know. Like if you say
they said yeah. I lose kindness for the door so pa.
Mrs. Sister, a mental disorder, you know, it comes in different forms. So.
Yeah. We do have different levels of mental disorder.
Yes. A man of the house, but Bibi what
my mother-in-law na kind of say abrochire ishiawa high. It has so many implications on people. You air koso. Obia high ni nam. It's so
pressure,
sad.
The pressure.
It's so sad.
It is. Last week, New York, Brooklyn. But what I say, Anamete say, trains in Ebako obi the tear gas. And I shall see a shoot to, or injured 30 people. Now, almost actually, for 30 hours, they didn't know where he was at. And he camera and so I walk past, almost see a nyajuma.
Outside.
To me, a nyayinti, obi phone our recording guy, no, and almost the suspect. Until 30 hours later, na guy now, the pressure now almost too hot on the sono. Or no afraid say almost into or had almost chain or the ethnic call jail. Now, this man is a black man, right? And he's 62 years old. At that age, what prompted him to do something? They say he's been charged for federal terror. It money bill, nothing. His life is over.
Adwoa for one bobra and ope baby diafa.
I'm pan the shuffle bejina the shuffle by any neighbors almost say he keeps to himself.
Antisocial.
Antisocials and psychopaths normally are you for most of them but if you are obeni pemu I want check no question honum. sometimes, and according to the prosecutor, he planned this because time all subway, there were some CT cameras that got him. Okita duffel bag, Now the fact is that would it tear gas? No, the mask, so na nkrofo bebre pray on say asem ba we Jennifer ha we triple way, and he started shooting in there. So he shot a couple people also. Thank God they didn't die. But look at all this. Obia sorry kwejuma. This is what happened. It's say obi ti honom wa bodam won huni a obey ntino obey disruptive obi life keke.
Auntie, Brother Brian, what is the way forward for this Emma Ekumkum? What is the way forward? How is something going to be done about it?
Mr. Lee, as I said earlier, that's what we are doing right now.
Wow.
And as we are paving way for the message to go out there, we also have to know how to go about things, like especially our choice of words, the comment, the statement, everything we are putting together. We should try not to stir people up, but rather bring them, because there are people who are already shattered, right? So the more we kind of hit on that part that really not working for them, they give up, right? And we don't know which ways, we don't know which directions to hit right now. So it is up to us, those who are ready to talk, to give in the word, to let the word go, to push the word forward, to choose the kind of words that will help. Recently, I learned something, and it's through online business here. I've done so many things. People were not coming, like as to getting biased and all that. And there was a course at Facebook, Edema Ubetiaka, said when you're that course. Me take a course. One thing I may say, you can be on social media, ube post BBR, but if you are not hitting what the people are looking for, that means the market, nobody is going to mind you. Right. But on the other hand, now starting ye BB like me how do I put it? Like motivational messages. That is how I started my YouTube account.
Yeah.
Make sure I'm already on the line. So what should I do? Said you don't need a long video and a long talk. Obi someone no be fast just 1 second.
No, correct.
So I will show me previous videos. Me started back in December. Now, if you want 20 minutes, 25 minutes, now me that's what
I say 5, 10, 20 minutes.
No, I don't even go that much.
2
1
minutes.
Videos now winning no. App na me dey. Me here. Me throw me script Now for my downsizing into about the maximum I make 1 minute and 5 seconds.
So, Brother Brian, so what you get better, or you got better, isn't it?
Exactly. So that's what I'm trying.
Oh, 1G naba.
Yakabebre. I'm not downstairs. I am up in the bedroom.
You just paused for a second, so 1G came.
Oh dear, main couch, right? My was for my Kenya when you see me and Casa 1G now the better title there. And it is something that I was saying, Yema Yeni Ebre.
Brother.
What I say? Yeah, Mr. Lee, what can be brave? Maka be brave. Brother, who can be brave? Me can
be so could
Friday.
And then Friday, you're in front into my Brother Brian son, I'll make you point, me per se, because when Mr. Lee, both of you were talking about the level of mental disorder. No? The first one they have mood disorder, right? such as depression or bipolar, right? That's part of the mood disorder. And then they have anxiety disorders, and then they have personality disorder. They have psychotic disorders. Hallucination. Nneɛma is not real, and so no the feel say real. Nti obi wɔ hɔ a wɔn ne te wɔn kuro tumi kɔfa sika besi wo bo. Or feel say be a wo attack and so not to hold TV. Sound for no psychotic for no.
Sister Love. Sister Love. So we know the Yario. Na make sure say only ukno. I started bra from Ashase. And suddenly in Abrabonomuno. What that is a wound young koso. Why would the man become insecure? Now we are started generating this kind of yaw more about it will lead him to grow with this kind of envy and hatred. Not the asamaba.
Well, they a substance abuse disorder and so on, and a traumatic related disorder. Because I say no, what can I say? Because I say when it comes to mood disorder now, I know of someone now or what at the NB. Now to say what the new shenimu over 60 years. That's shenimu asama. Obi aye no wapa ne chewa ache so the ache no on fan che no the ache ni mu, right? Enti say no nipa na oye na de no ne maame no se say ni butimi fu ne maame no because of the ne ba aye no so ahun ya meche no enti wanya this hatred ama ne yire esa asa de ne baby aye no e na bi nso wo ho no ma o feel say in terms of the low self-esteem, I mean, the timidity, and your community, Mr. Lee, you may be brave, we are bear money be, be brave, even to say, a dear mukra, et me, Emma, no be insecure. So, won't to me yet, no can for Ejuma, because the money be to me catch your so 1 second.
But or bounce there, Ubekasa de Achro, a dentina one and now communication no be Juma because a waba and it's a bano and ye and coquan su papa. And so what a bano and to me yedi.
But Mr. Lee, inexperience or no more them money nini ye or no ye and so no or complaining.
Mr. Lee so can always say I didn't know to and this is where I'm looking at it. Who say Adiano una man and ato? I can partner no encourage you now. I bring you up to a certain level. Now on the moment I slam your spirit down. I slam your spirit down. So say untumi cry and kasa walk outside. And the aqua experiment with someone. I should say how do I put it? A body contact because it been have that issues no.
Yeah, it's true. Yes, it's true, pa.
Yes. Obi wo ha obi tumi share obi you ever say just normal human
it electrifies.
Exactly. Obi wo ha oni obi ebe ye den.
And sorry.
I know to make us they are not compatible. No.
Brother Brian, where they I don't crave you because I did say sometimes we hear kasano. As a way make a car many money.
Hey,
any American, Mr. Lee Menka, because we have money, and then so made the media about account, Menka.
Mr. Lee, don't go there, please. Let's stop.
Hi, brother, quiz, so to say.
But I mean,
brother Brian, it's a secret. We all men, we all have this kind of secret. We know it. But
it is something that is killing men.
Yes.
What I say? So or by nim sex, you can hardly tell.
Yeah.
Or better as a piece of wood. No show. Say, are you doing what you're supposed to do?
Yeah.
Are you taking the knot?
Yeah.
And funny because when
but it's true.
Same or bad can go out there.
Sometimes and yes, brother, yes, we to be more but a modern bonema.
And let's say no do so situations are nipa firm.
And now sometimes so obano who fum but another level na electrify. That's
exactly.
Fine.
Exactly.
But wait a minute. I asked they say no, yeah, what all I into no after I'm growing bed. Mr. Lee and
Yes,
Brother
Sister Love.
you guys are men, and I'm glad that you guys it means me to be.
I mean,
I mean to say you're right. And you maybe say employment growth I say a ma to say encouragement, you know, abaso bonum ni ade na ma be ma ni timi gina so che, right? Yeah, many being so no I complain say to say yeah many be no have been emotionally and psychologically abusing them in terms of ediemu. Esa say obi wo ho no ma either say ne yiri e ma ne mfa ne ho nka no because wo ki si ase onum ocean chesentesu ebeba oba na no honum ne ade onim kisi e na afen so no ebi wo honum a wo be fa oba na no nyina wi akọ enti no kissing e na afen so no fo no so koso ne po ni mu a wo twi ni say time so phone call they don't know e na afen so say wo ka say what the ninsa fifa ho a ninsa mu dindin ase da bi a choba on no ko fufuo no wo honom so enti no enyoma e kwaso no ebi wo honom a mema ni bi so mo ma ne kasa e na afen so no ebi mo so mo nti ase ese oni oba na wo mienu miensa wan kasa o ye 1 second ba se ya wa wo awie no and no catch and say 1 second. That time now no or 1 second. I then no me any no that no nyem no oma wo miensa.
To me the ebufo piba. To me the ebufo piba. Na adani chuma mentri ewo oba ne bema.
Brother Brown, where who gets sayatro? I'm Pat Mr. Lee.
Oh, Adwoa.
Yesterday.
Was it Adwoa?
Adwoa swear Mr. Lee.
No, that's how deep. Or the beba. Was the beba. It's a law. And you know, these are problems going round, you know, and it's not being addressed.
No, correct.
It's not being addressed. And nipa every, you know what I'm saying? And nipa every, and you know, this kind of thing I can. Me yanku friend, I'll catch them say, there is a problem. What problem is it? Or say it is about like sometimes, you know. Nah.
Yeah. No. Why?
No, like I'll get it.
Yeah. But Mr. You know, catch the NT and you know who phone.
That be me so why? Or say you don't know. I didn't who. Yes, you. Or say you don't know.
Mr. Lee, one thing I will say you want to say, Enipa, nipa.
No crap, but the brother Brian on to me perform it.
Adwoa meba.
No,
performance. And your performance.
Or say, but he hit it with another side, and he was like running non-stop, and he was like, "So what is going on?" And to know Babe Bobby Amanienu Akasa, a dropping or banning Yayenu. So what you say now, or draw, or the Bayo, Mefa yet, Mefa be yet, on so. Now I don't say, but how did it happen over there? And how is it not happening here?
Sometimes, the mentality. Nipa yewo.
Yeah.
Oh, also to me premeditate actions be a bit take nipa na obe exhibit. Until nipa na so it goes to the next level. Oh, flew with the one nipa nipa me doctor, but
yeah, but we find your doctor. I said my any pet you because a problem what we are you. It's a
Yes.
problem.
Yes. Me in the mission, baby. Say the any person. Me kwa bonte, me actions, me be me. The moment I met me hono, now I started taking account of what I did. It is a bit from obia minim. Me are very conscious about it. Me ni obi kasa rudely minim. Enti obi wo hono ma me to me friend na maka chen so obi a maami na papa me sorry. Now na me kasa na action be me take here. Also oh man you worry me say there be. This is me. Na ma ken no afri ho. Mr. Lee ekasa no oka bibi say enioma bebre koso a ehete nipa. Wohu ene ne ye ka ho asem yi ehyase nketen nti edu ba bi na age nsem no na ofeel say obetumi aye hu bibi but before she knew no na age nsem yemfa yenua ba ye a ne kunu e de gasoline akogu oni ni ifie o makwakọ hye wo mu yi say be man start to threaten no na ohun say be man start to fie no kwa no take action na ankotumi esecure on a life. To the extent say man be board door nim unexpectedly and loudly no na konta ne catch and say oh key ka go betumi abie door no oh I want to be say why didn't they change the locks to the house into also run another means into one me boom and obie from back door cross still or back also ham you see you know oh sorry you na nipa ne board door nim violently you should have opened the door in the first place.
Yeah.
Barricade the door no. What could be schedule the ayamo?
Yeah.
When you are pro.
Exactly. Eye dear kosu wo nipa tim. Sister yeah Mr. Lee de ne buy ya na okay ni kunu ko shooting wo bank car park.
Yeah.
Wo mu say ni brother ni be man ni encounter. Ah no me cross and patch wa ma be man. To me no na nye ko be ko back o. But all ni brother na fi your house mu ba shade ato no. Shade ato no. Oh, this connection a woni party sometimes things don't connect the way they should. Now make a fluid be woni party more. E do baby a to me stagnant as a ensu enko. In thinking, no, this fluid has to help you. It is a enko and flow the way else a flower. It that as a blood and flow into your legs. Was the one started a model.
Anti brother Brian, a dear intina Sani Pano eventually. No, we to be coolly panoa. Not a video or one woman.
A whole woman also yet as Mr. Lee. Say Adian is so to say a com. Say they are making you be a better masia. Yeah, that is what anger can bring about. And anger also ukumwa there was stages womb. Was the obedience start here a very mild as a fan as a near cosuno like MP but and to say a bit graduated to that final stages no the only be out now as our bottom.
Yeah. Wow. We have the passive aggression, open aggression, and assertive anger.
Exactly. So assertive after the anger, no, that is the wicked level. Anger no do. Onwa kasa atenase, otumi akasa akire ne ho. Ama ni inner spirit akachire and say what you're doing is not good. Don't do it. But obese your grounds to justify the actions and sakura no papa take it off. Wow. Right now, yeah, can say, Mr. Lee, me aka say, I am timid in a way. You will not agree with me. Why? Because I was brought up in a way I catch them say, creating sin, say for barber show. In first one is so.
Yeah.
In first one is so. In the mean no. My grandfather, ya dem etono, me share no edi nyi no. Me hu say, obi tia na na so no momo de che.
Aha.
Ni osidan oko suhuma suhum nsawam matidin na suhuma won ye wo me won na menyini ye dia wati a dean person bia knows this story I'm talking about my grandfather sifie kese and no ne brother odi nechi ne brother ketwa na on make it in life and no catch and say if you know me see me the kitchen and the achem on sides both sides gate back on the dano for one side na me for one side anye bia obi be mu se minua enso na me ne ko wa abrabom obi ye we yanka wa ye bone
Maybe.
but we actually no and then my grandfather had the adwinji ewu because nyinia no to me a painting on the side ni different color now my grandfather so they no anka and the main color we fie no one every year or revive that color no.
Onu ne si nadie.
Exactly. And yeah, my grandfather yeah to the extent say oh no oh be no na opeso orchestra known to me nka na one word abofra keto na owo me grandparents ncha oboa om eti your kind of say ninia no mo kan che no wansi na yi ase. Why must it get to that level?
Auntie brother Brian, say no a wo ho no. Ubufu.
Mr. Lee me bufu.
Now,
But
it
I'm
may
very
call
cautious about me bufu.
above the level of making a scene because a before be or what a bit too or abonting.
Hannah make us say me a timid no.
That's right. You walk.
And hey, me feel when voices are being raised, do you know where I go to? Washroom. I'm a call me home. I should washroom. Now my casa tell me who a mirror name. Say, hey, who this in you? Who to me cracky jokes or concert a bar is second to none.
Self-talk.
Say yes, tension a cost. I'm afraid you know I get disturbed. Oh, fear me. Intimation washroom one of my casa tell me one, na me pia. Na my baba me concert. Exactly.
Taking a shower also calm anger.
Exactly.
But according to anger management resources and assessment, there are level of anger escalation. They have the healthy one. The healthy one, you are calm and happy most of the time. You get frustrated sometimes, but it doesn't last. And then you get angry very rarely, but you take effective action. You express all of your emotions in an open, healthy manner. And then they have the mild one. The mild one, you are not as happy as you want to be. You feel irritated and frustrated often. You keep your feelings to yourself. And you avoid conflict and have issues with anxiety and or depression. And when it developing into, and then they have the serious one. The serious one.
Departure me, but my main car we answer na me refi. When say all canon, a different types now, boss. Right. And so if you are not in the lower side, that you are in the middle side or the outrageous level.
Yes, right.
Right. And it always not work hand in hand.
Yeah,
it is one at a time. Unless say now bomama nipano and I yedi hundi ye discuss it.
Oh, they end this castle and no mean you want to me beko.
And they make kind of say now bomama nipano like say I should be a mental problem. Now work on you really this in. You really this in. You really this in. You really this in. Now at the end of the day, na ye problem back on that sunipano. Unto me then.
Yeah.
Oh, it is our way our boss winning types of new man perfume, but a best short kill say unipa baako all this bits in him or her.
Yeah, I mean, like they're giving you the levels, but one person may experience because it starts from somewhere because they're saying healthy one. I used to have anger management problem. I never hit anyone. My anger was mostly by mouth, by words. I will tell you anything, everything, just to break you emotionally. That was my anger. You don't mess with me because if you say something that hurts me, I'm going to hurt you triple the hurt that you gave me.
Yeah.
I always go for the emotional and the psychological part because that is the two most dangerous.
And
I'm saying things now.
you know some people can control some people can control whatever level they are in, but others can't.
Now I can control that. For the past 10 years, I'm able to control my anger management. And I'm proud of myself because I have to take seminar, webinar, trainings, learning
We
coping.
got to a time you were even talking about meditation.
Oh, I do meditation all the time. Now, Mr. Lee, I did meditation a week ago. I fell asleep. Many to me not 5 hours I be saying.
Wow.
Wow. That may me cancel na me yeah jumo.
Enti sa na ewo mu no eno so ka ho bi na sa ade no how.
What's it?
Sa ebre no say meditation no ma wo die.
Oh yeah, me die.
Enti ebre bi wo ho a trigger sa anger no.
No correct.
I'm very much happy where Mr. Lee is towing right now. Like the audio banning Mr. Lee, you're very educative, and no
vacation.
And
no
yes,
vacation.
Yeah.
But
Yes.
And other back so I refuse to do and get to know how to do. When you said drinking of water, keke.
Calm down.
Yes.
But
yes.
Nipa Bebre went to drink water.
Yes, and Nipa pay so no musio.
Meaning brother be or say on the onumun sukra, all he drinks is coconut water.
Yes.
Coconut water when you're
Yes.
or say or shop or for grocery shops near the and I'm saying I know I processed. Any plantation of coconut.
Yeah, papa.
Your plantation of coconut, no moon, sir, wow.
Yeah, papa.
Oh,
And
at the end of the day,
a bit of musunum fizzy drinks.
Exactly. At the end of the day, Mr. Lee, at Nipa, BB, and my MY. What can we do? What will be the outcome?
Yes.
This is where we have to see it from, or take it off from. Say, Adisuya, Yensuya, Enye. As and when I hear quite anymore, Yen BB. Recently, now me kasa our program so. I'm say Jordan mensa the obe kai this program. Me mama test. I check. Me you should recently because yeah. And then I make us about saucepan a year Gianni womb. Me kasa we no me nya calls baby and confo bisam say. How did I come about this? And I'm saying idea machine. Saucepan a year Gianni womb. We year Gianni we also where to mu said ding. Sans wogu saucepan. Na first just na noa my name boil it. Take it off, set it on the side. Go back and check what is on the surface of the water. Oil. What has been buried in the saucepan? And there you know.
You're correct.
And there you know. And whatever you can do in this world, want to mean if you a saucepan. Because saucepan is all started you soon in 1990. And our year, traces.
Yeah, sip it to the body.
Exactly. The advice I gave was free almost saucepan. The food from normal time. Saucepan. All in the name of me preserving for the next day. Not the fridge. What the cancer and the mama.
Wow.
What the other yari and the mama.
No correct. And say what me talk new ones.
The amount mission away me walk Ghana. Now me try Sunday school. Now fra 3. Penny we Sunday school, me neka science Sunday school you help into your boy, into your Sunday school teacher. Now do you didn't any the last girl no do to me dinner table, so me a butcher day or Sunday school. Because me can answer. But I loved her so much, say, now me person me boy and mass idea no coffee. Boy, no, so the only boy among them no so on Sunday school. Now, who say me trim when a police barracks, who say me trim no dear boo. So of course I may chase no say then you. Timmy so me say me ha me ho. Ti dakro na me twam na omo ma me se fiti anopa. Wa ka so onware. Me sie se mu amekọ ejuma na that day ni me wo flight. You go fast security what this order. Nti ma dress agime black and white. Ah me dey call akofo plane akọ. You know what I did? Me suit no. Na me mo an dey no ko share washroom. Ejware no. that action na me take here no e bie avenue bi e de maame e wo family name e ma me ni omo papa so be ye free papa no me o se me ba panyin ni o na o de me kire nkrofo akro me fi adwuma me twam akofie e na yese me bisa se da wo se yese da se me yam no ma hospital to say emergency twice that night no still enko say papa no was also but it was hidden nti e kan ho na che say owu a mesa ti me fro so ho me kwahwe no ne kasa e no say obutu ho a oyo okay but the moment obe so ten ne ho no na ontumi ndidi na osomu so ofin so a o te smell ankasa ti ni e bompa say nyame ebe sustain ni papa no he was one of the police in Penifo no mo castle ni bi
wow
ti edi mu kakra ti be days down the road no na me settled in my spirit ti da kro me do ho no mo na me bisa ma me say ma me no ye pastries ni niama ti no like every time oye bibi no turn niama so ti me do na bisa santi ama me pa che o suspense ben na mo de ye da aduane and also enye na ye use ya and I'm sympathetic ni ubetumi ama me suspense na on fa ye bibi ada unye hwi wo mu da osu o say na bebre sisi dem wo kona ko yi dia ope na me force ro me so me went me do on man fa akonya na man pe help na me tene me nsa bi sizable me fa me ba fam na me say me a me ba be ye da aduane ye mfa bibia antum da me ni say ondi meko and the salt intake is very low ye mfa bibia antum me ye ne raw na ye hwe so obetumi edi kakra ti me call kitchen ho na me bisa say there na wo na omo chrem so omo to by re dey say na me say okay na me sisin by re kakra de see so egu so ehu na me ye other things ready nti me toss by rainy free sauce pan mu sa sauce pan na me dey ye sauce no with nothing in it just a little bit of a red oil and I'm the man. To me call sure no sorry at nice and I'm to that. You bet try so be DBB. And now me the man. Adwoa. I say Ubi working magic be. That was it. That was it. End of stomach pain, whatever he was going through. End of it. Because na meko bibia na Adberry was suspended appears back in his foot. Until you build up. Exactly.
Because yeah, what didn't want more chance I didn't want more and you can't say we young crime.
Debbie.
You have to separate the two. And you know, Brother Brian. Okay, some of them may quite a dear who answer I want to leave.
Me wrap it up. Me and Mama signing on to church and I may say to her no ma me show.
Wow, look at you.
When I am a fake can I me show.
Oh, thank you. You guys always make me feel good.
Yes, this the love bag of it. Right.
Jingles no me chance I can one.
Yeah, Adwoa jingles amaya ma onyina ba ko pe no wa bossa.
What the other ones me who baby I'm there to.
And any be because my changing phone be bro dey ha.
Oh Lord Jesus Christ.
Hey, be na na chia me or save ma because all the jingles e funny to him.
Mate, Brother Brian, what's your final thoughts in terms of domestic violence?
Adwoa ya ka bebre e ma me de suspan cramp na area. You who say whatever it is now, it builds up from one stage to the other. Now I gravity to the next level. Into near obia o famubia. How small it is. Meant na home nyini. Meant na home nyini. Me ene me no what I say. Obia can take whatever works from me. Means support it. Say obi walk out of the marriage because of their own firm. Me person metie nipa no. Say all my tangible reasons. No. Walk away. The walk now be walking on. It be wo hono ma etumi sesa nipa no. So who walk away? Now when you coin jina baby na fe the share back. Na say nipa na sesa. Na who genuine heart no man nipa na say wa sesa. Na nipa na genuinely changed here. You can make a turnaround. And other than that, everyone must run for their own life.
This is from Holy Angel Kwejo.
Yo, and the mayor tribute na my sister no. You do baby na me soon. Na asama me can say she didn't deserve to die this way. She shouldn't have died.
No,
But Abba,
and there's nothing we can do about it.
exactly. Instead, say you best spelling more insult to the injury now. Why don't we learn from it? And then nipa card ya could say Frank Edwards not the bar out man. Yen say she was being abused now. And blog abuse the about on no was secret relation. But a whole me problem. The American say there were and you couldn't be a
Now say dead woman or dead man cannot
defend themselves.
Yeah, and you know to say obi betimi abe making up story to defame the person before the nimu ye no.
See, say my friend grandpa testify against own father.
I mean, I hope said they get counseling.
They almost here counseling, almost here psychologists to help them grow out of it. Because generations.
Me baba no krempo no like to see her mother being beaten by Ninia man and papa no. That's a lot of traumatic. Yeah, she has to deal with it emotionally, psychologically. I mean, this type of father, he shouldn't have children because that's a monster. You can't live with
the all can makabia true be pain. Makabia true be pain. Nipa no share your food yawo, but umbu nipa unitima emfa mankofo ma. Nikuna menini ye ejuma na nikunu birthday. Mijina menaso ye aduane for hours.
I was wearing a bad thing.
Mammy, me want to free her. And I make us set it up. Or share dignitaries now or honoma or see yen time me cake in fanku seat baby. Because a here no design or no car or pay. You couldn't so pen. Or ye when you know me, we as man catch and say. Sasu by no ye nedi. May bounce me brother get to a dimechi. Me brother get one and a ball cake in all by me a debedro. What me I could talk cake for vegetable so. Ya washe ne be ye din sa o sabeka. Na me feel say me ka me keke. But you won't maybe a year. See, you're careful.
Yeah. What we say.
You did see her out to me wrap here.
Brother Brian, I mean, or Tina, I want to continue this conversation. Same baby or ham by some make a man to me and questions baby I wanted to ask and to men to me and because I can't seminar now coffee be swab for way, dear, you know, way. I
me within a bass side na Adwoa Odo.
But and also no a play part in it because people say the lack of
part out there. I found no share bottle.
Oh, say a man money being so no. I think say on so be or no ma. And new man kitty be I feel saying no. It me trigger anger, right?
Oh yes.
And you know sometimes you know obi empemwa grow the enkoye. It me many peppy it me man no be abusive. A bit me a man rape ne or no one yere. And I say, you know, sexually assault the partner, no ade, see there be so and you know, sometimes, you know, and you maybe what I say, a can't be a grow cancer, and you know, it can play part in all this domestic violence, no abuse, no ade. I mean, a lot. And you know, brother Brian, me da se pa Mr. Lee Patterson. Also,
let me take this one second. Let me find out, JB. I want to apologize to your listeners and your viewers. Say whatever happened within that short minute, between me and Mr. Lee, it has to happen to happen. And maybe I should say never and I say me use the word raising of voices because now I wasn't able to contain where it was going. And after saying that, I was able to readjust. And show na show, Mr. Yeah, baswa one way or the other. Near maybe be happen. See when it's a fine check. I draw the programs and so I need to see.
I know the no credit. I mean, to say, me on say Mr. Lee Busa, brother Brian say, nibu still, and brother Brian say yes, and then what can you ma yes and nibu fu anomni adin, to say like. We go through emotions. I mean, to say okay, me say my mini no, I trigger a lot of
Emotions, yeah.
and when you go through emotion, sometimes you have to readjust, hit the reset button because when we having conversation now, there could a word can be said that can be misunderstood, or a word can be said that may not have come out the way that the person meant to say. But once it comes out now, they don't want to go back. But it's always good for people to kind of like stay calm. All right, we human, we make mistakes. Sometimes we say things that might trigger argument, or like, and other stuff. It didn't get ugly, but
That is where what I was praying about because
because of the maturity, right?
I don't want
And
it to
then
go back.
taking the accountability. And me also, no, I want to apologize to everyone, for that mishap. And I'm going to because brother Brian, like sometimes, I feel like, if I can come through here and give him some papa or not, I will do it. Because the one thing I have learned is that sometimes when you have multiple people on and you say something now, someone is going to jump in it and ask you a question. Because brother Brian, you did cut me off a couple times, but the reason why I let you speak is because I say sometimes, when someone is speaking now, something pops in your head, and if you don't say it now, you forget. By the time it gets back to you, you forget the point you're trying to make. So it's something like, we need to make an adjustment for, because a lot of times it's not something that we're going to practice a lot. However, every once in a while, it does happen. And then you may say something now. I think that when you spoke earlier, Sister Yatobra also shared her views. She said
Yeah.
she does not agree with you. I think it was a word that you used, right? You use a certain word. It wasn't everything that you were saying that I disagree. You use a certain word, and the word had escaped me.
And forward.
There be
I'm a year quenchia.
one can say you said something like it was meant to happen, right? Into the way you said it, the one said sometimes when you're in the heat of moment now, you can say something that it doesn't register, right? One time I was talking to one of my elders cousin, right? And the things that he was saying, it was so freaking annoying. I was like, can you shut the fuck up, please? And then it just came, right? It wasn't my intention. Sorry for my French. It wasn't my intention to say it. But the way that it was going, it just popped up. And after I said it, I felt embarrassed. And, I was like, I am so sorry. That wasn't, I was thinking it. I wasn't going to say it, but it came out. And it didn't come out right. So, I truly apologize. So sometimes, that happened. I think the wording that you use, you said Mr. Lee had raised his voice, but he didn't. You meant to say, well, my own finish, you point you were making.
Actually, that was not where I was going to. But and I faced this one you see and you suit
To
to
disrespect.
respect him. But at that moment, I felt say I said or per se the no kind of
And I
echo.
offer. Oh,
Exactly. And so that was when where I was trying to bring him back, and it did work.
mm-hmm.
It did work. Who say actually no or better no because now it seems that the American he wasn't ready to buy into an obeti ase. Nti no me can no the need no air can't cross it. But me can no wie na me mute up no. I believe that was when he also got it. See, yeah, me back. Oh, so after that he was throwing question at me. Right. Or pursue what the
The
out
understanding of where you coming from,
exactly.
your
Yeah,
aspect of opinion, because
exactly.
sometimes at the back sometimes now I want to like exploit is having different people and then everybody bring in different aspect of things because but at the end of the day we condone domestic violence, any
Exactly.
type of violence, as to whether now we have men, a lot of men are say they are being financially abused because a mabebre koware asikasam any property in no koware by your money being so that's not what they go into marriage for. They truly love the men and the men are mistreating them. And sometimes you don't know when you're going to win, but when you are emotionally and psychologically dismantled, broken, and you are in an abusive relationship, it's very difficult to break away. It's not easy to walk away. You start thinking it's your fault. So if you are able to change your behavior and be good, act good, your husband will not be upset. Your husband will not hit you. So every time you walk on shelf, and when your husband speaking now, they see the fear in you. And abusers, they love to make you to put you on that level, to have you fear them. They love to control you. So they want to see you vulnerable. They want to it's like squashing a bug, right? So every time when they're talking to you, because when someone is scared of someone, when they're talking, they will flinch. And flinching is an abuser way of telling them, say you're afraid, so now they can hit you. Because they haven't hit you, you flinch. So you have triggered them to hit you. You see what I'm saying? So they always have something to kind of like something to use as an excuse to pound on you. Because why are you flinching? I haven't hit you. So if you flinching why I haven't hit you, then I'm going to hit you. You see where I'm going with that.
Exactly.
So I'm just glad. It's always a pleasure to have you, Mr. Lee, Sister Mirikua, and so many other people. I'm just waiting for one day that I'm going to have Sister Ya for that Sister Sage Williams. And I see you all there. Sister Aisha, Boss Lady, you, Mr. Lee, to say, and yes, I don't know the best now 8 hours.
Yeah, we be kaya solid.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You may stream it 24 hours. And then on my code deep. But it said I have to do promo. Because it's a promo, it's important. We have to empower ourselves. I don't want us to end things here and wait for something to happen before we start talking about, domestic violence. Because I know the lady who got shot by her husband, so-called pastor, no. Beman mekani din, but me see me money din that. Me money din that because he will not get the spotlight.
I said same in my tribute today. Say me bought Osinachi na. I mean the last name ne kanwa. I opened up. I was like, I really don't want to mention the last name because
Yeah.
it brings so much pain to my heart.
Yeah, because I don't know who my Beman din are famous into the
And look, I say my brother Penya because I say any no.
oh, so
he disguised himself just to get to wherever he wanted to get to.
Okay,
Family nakasa kra onu omo ini BBI.
nyame betua ne ka. Enti no, to say I have to do the promo. But Brother Brian, send me also no, I mean, sometimes I don't have certain information. Also, you can do your promo, and then I'll
Thank you. Thank you. Well, you are talking to the owner of D Brian Live right here. And I am helping people who want to start something online. I mean, a business online, digitally. But omu nim dia ompese omu ye omu nim ho idea. Me ma training and I will pre-recorded videos. But in all, you have to register by paying $149. And wait till me I get the access to the videos. Now we'll get TV access to the videos. So we have a Facebook private community. World of entrepreneurs, business owners, and what have you are there exchanging words about their progress and everything that they tried that worked for them. And thanks be to God. Miss Marco, you'll be to me educating Crawford on the side. Nti no as and when I make on na me de nneɛma kakra ɛka ho. Nti me ma meka san wa no. Wobetumi a visit me website no a ɛyɛ www.dbrianlive.net
D-double-E.
DEE. Thank you. And I feel so there is a business on the inside, not just the training. Business side, no, and yeah, me to me can assembly because they want us to promote.
You have to be in it to get those that information.
Yes. You know, I know me the buy out me they are check for free. Now, not all informations are for free.
No,
correct. I know that in China, so interaction, no. Me na me your direct mentor. Me na me your direct mentor. If so we share problems beer along the way. Now probini na kasa. I have people from China, Japan, India reaching out to me as their trainer. Tinemesre. Why you ready in Kwana person join here? Hit my website and I say, oh hit D Brian Live, local YouTuber, Ubi Home.
As you say,
Facebook.
You can type it in.
I just mean you're fast rider.
Okay. Walande.
Yeah, until no so be I ready no per se or enter into a new business venture. Because of COVID by and maniama be brave could do online. And no na my you moving if you share the per se ye sa this opportunity a boy see nyame adom me living my life. Even though me ye juma, but I work when I want to work. I know that Chenya mentally, psychologically, no, me free because me to meet nasa is BB. Na many be my share and only the motivational side na muhu se me or YouTube no. Me abo amen so. Me ami we na meet nasa share video na. It helps me a lot. Yes.
Well,
the recent video I made and Andrea, we are made for one another.
Amen to that.
Are you ready to go it as a team member? And it talks about a whole lot.
Wonderful, Brother Brian. And good job. I'm so really proud of you with all the work, that you have done, the changes. I just love it when people learn to grow and step outside their comfort zone, because that's something that I have seen you doing. Wow. Now, what they are okay, actually.
To the message you said
I can copy. Okay. So this is it. Why is it roaming like that? Well, you will be a yana, will be a anna.
Obedient.
Wouldn't baby, I make or I may can't talk as they say. I'm just saying, that's Brother Brian's website. Answer na mekono because me ended this program na manye promo. I will feel bad for the whole week. and I don't want to do that. And you know, me share with boss lady Bakope hashtag Dadaba Rasta.
Radio presentation mu ya asantwa.
I don't know. Oba neti kwese obi enim.
Owe ni munyam, etikonyam, eni atunyam.
No. In fire drive time on weekdays from 4 p.m. UK time. Our Fire Life radio. Almost see Oja de Mankasa no abana boss lady riding and new selections. Our bonaches and one casano. Ube kasa brother Brian a time or the mano. We more or boss lady ye more and casa. Topic is what they about so I'm not what it you. Topic is a jet. Baby, addition one ye move a brain, pehono mofe, adofo no many and medamase. Say, medemoko, bamujina suit here, Jodo. Miss him who need say, and Thursdays, I know, right? Thursdays, you have your clinical psychologist, doc bakope. Sister comfort miracle enim. Oba so na chire no say wo me to you say ni kwa kanta cross no. I don't know what is happening.
Oho na okoka ye kofa nsem bai.
I mean come on tune man san kofa ba. Aya Thursdays. Boss lady this Thursdays amana you doc ba now be talking about mental health and our wellness. Yare do you betimi aye to make sure say we stay healthy, we take care of ourselves, we see our GPs, general practitioners, you know, and we have to go see our gynecologist and man so wunya 45 for pet say ukona akoye prostate cancer. Ukona yemi awohwe anim ni make sure say dua bia na mo ani kwa say enem because it's one corner one koye na say wunya prostate a ebetimi akun so ahu ye mema no mompe doctors hwe doctors hoko enti yesrem ala yensada yensayem we care for you guys ye wo nua mema ye wo uncle no enum ni ade and now for mema no ni ade enti yesrem mun take care of mun koyem prostate cancer wunya hiti 45 ebi wo krompa from 40 and up no you need to go na you make sure say bia wo bema ho krompo no wahu say bibi acne bia besi ho a menti me pa cho kwana ko hu doctor because ebi wo ho no me betimi aye cancerous entu kotia no akose asem no wonya doctor no wakoye ho operation enti yesremo ala madaroma enti yawada muntuni in Fire Life Radio with boss lady namumetie because you send your sister our doc wono na no ati wo twi nim enti okatwi nim so asani obechirechire mo boni say pen me din tro brother Brian Becca say me din tro sister ya for that brother Becca say me din tro our altar ba kope sister Amrekua doc ne nchirechire no just say ekoyie ankasa wunya entiase wo breaking it down wo chirechire mu kama yasumu enu a omo wodin takra yi enu asumu ni nyina wax na we yasumu no it protects her from getting infection into the there bia with the pin eyi wax ni nyina afrim na wodin takra with the nu wasum na wo mri wo promrim ni nyina no ubetimi akoso damage to your eardrum and stuff like that intino nyoma bi wo ho no ma yesi etimi nya kwan ni ebetie baby adesua wono adesua de yebewu kura na still ni pesua de ensada afenso Saturdays 3 p.m. UK time ma metrebo ani akra in San Kofa almost yensua twi kasa no Namu Fire Life Radio one ma biem Fire Life misra mo support because it is programs o mo ye wo ho no chese bosso ankasa afenso ya sister Obapa sister Ayisha Ankra for Juice Plus Natural Supplement and Avon products ni dey say you can me pa chow to Avon products no free sister Ayisha Ankra honum na juice plus no so baby a wo bia we ase afa na baby a wo bia obetimi ato juice plus na free ho our out of our sister ya for the ato bra hey chai what throw books to poly.
In fact, I like the way I bought me mommy Dino.
Oh, I love it. Our out of
Yeah, for the Atobra. Yeah, for the Atobra.
Oh, the first time I meet Bonnie the Atobra, na me hubo. Na me didn't have every cry. Yeah, and yes, sister, our altar, what trouble poly and nine. The 9 so chale, what can you out move say to me, woman? Aha, mo amosimo ye Christopher, mo pe to me, mo quarter sister ya to brabu, no, me can't remo. Mo sorry, my soft will be our mono, so almost call here, soon we ask for the muti or mo fan read this books, okay? In the first book, only a reflection of a thirsty soul. You see, the title itself is what is inside there. It's an inspirational book. And you will not regret. And then the second book, which I love, I read this book multiple times. The Beauty of a Woman's Heart. Ya meme ya mo anger management. Anger. Monto book we say na mun read na mun tie nsem a ewo mu no ebe boa mo pe be mama hia se ne mbe treat mo ho kafo no mu ye no magege ye so mo pe nkrokro ba mo ma ye nkrokro ensem hu ni nsem fonko na mu ni ye di kra no aha. And then the third book, I am refreshing for my worry soul, brother Brian. Oh my mystery for my worry soul. It's a devotional book. The last book, which she launched last month, the 24th, is Own It. I love it. Own It. Taking accountability. Say, asama na Mr. Lee ni brother Brian care, na Mr. Lee kase say, yetiti wo wunyi no sadia ne yedetiti wa so no wanyi no you can change that. And brother Brian was saying, say obi wo ho no ma wo kire ne den wo ka den it bounce off e kwa na bo ha say na deflect it intimi penetrate me nka mpamu de mu intimi penetrate nko ni trimu na stay there intino on it and your ma will be no bibia will be no you are accountable for your own actions. And to say we are bear man now we a cheat and now co cheat. I mean I say because me yiri mami ni nti na ma mi co cheat. That's your own choice. So take you deal with it nonsense. To say be more on my mental say. And to say pay any of these books now. Barnes and Noble, so bet me and your candle, bet me and your one man. I say Amazon. She's the #1 best Amazon seller. Sister,
Like
bro.
me who message some of the kind of say, oh Brian, you are privileged to be part of this.
I'm telling you.
Achievement.
Then
me and comedy and intem or sending me message. Me yeah na I'm so normal close here internet allow me, but actually no more mommy almost mommy link almost send it through me email.
Oh, okay.
And then me call purchase it.
Well, thank you for buying
because of me mommy yeah to Branty. My order me Kindle.
Of course, we need to do that. Now, I can do me my order, but me, I like the hard copy, because sometimes if I'm not driving now, I like to bring a book with me to read, just to kill time. So I love reading. Reading is one of my hobbies. Cooking is one of my hobbies. Music. Asa ni nyina atopambutious nyina is one of
your hobby, yes.
And then we have our sister Obapa Yabi Russell, and also DM her for her 100% natural health and beauty advocate. Obema all the necessary information. Sister ya for that brand so or china nyampa 9:30 MST and I say 11:30 EST. And me her time she will be live. And about do her books or picky page na waba abe discussing to say be our reading the books ni be na say be a page be no ma and tiasia ni nya adwuma you have the opportunity to ask her questions. As an author, she has a lot of answers. Questions, Now I'm kind of broad for and that's any broad for nearby and all my kick can be and to honum a giant yensu be in free no honum. I think so.
Brofo.
Mahumi outfitty. Hey, Sister Sage Williams. Nina me to free Sister Sage Williams honum. Sister Ya says, Sister Ya to Bra says. Canada forces say, they are tired of waiting. Aden, they've been waiting and waiting and waiting. Look how beautiful I look. And yes, it will feel like I'm kind of like teasing them, but I'm not teasing. I'm just trying to look sweet. You they sweet me, you they sweet them. So say you will pay outfit me say bia. We say now a one size fits all. Say me sorry me sorry I'm who say we say yeah.
Allowance will come and say, Nana Chami, just own toy cry.
No cry, make me cry the Chami Asha movie.
There be near mechanic and now walk.
Oh, Jawa, some mini baby up on my shoulder. And it has a pocket. I love it. It has a pocket so I can pocket myself. You see, oh, I look beautiful, right? Yeah. It's no pebia. sageshare.com. You can get authentic merchandise, t-shirts, dresses, traditional dresses, kente dresses, creams, jewelries, and beads, and so many other things. Now, t-shirts, if you don't see the color you want now, please do not leave. Just order the sizes, the amount that you want, and then once you finish now, she has a comment box. You can let her know which colors of t-shirts now you are looking for. She will call you. Your email is a must. Your phone number is optional. And she always, her customer service is like awesome. She will follow up with you and make sure that she have all the necessary information to help you get the merchandise that you want. After so me and my sister Penny, my boss too, sister Dachi Hima, Efia Asan 12 fellow Nash, Facebook Oprah Winfrey, but coffee or no so no eton Juice Plus and living, mommy and supporting and Juice Plus, the more the merrier. Sister Angie, Angelina Ban or nunsu ton Juice Plus nibi, but Sister Angelina Ban or nunsu ye programs, regarding health wise, our cholesterol, blood flow, vessels, reproduction, whatever you need to know about the human body system, and the Facebook page, and the YouTube, Ange Talks. And Monko subscribe, sister ya for that to brand so no so or Monko subscribe no the page no crumple. I didn't say it. Did I say it? No. Antia's book corner. Mon follow, mon like it. Now more young support to each other. Why? The more the merrier. I think so no. Your friend is saying, Saturday, Fridays, of course, I come and talk about Abrabo Moon, some life issues. And you guys can join me. I love the fact that Brother Obi joined us today because of time consuming, because linking on a chain, so as I know to me get on. By the time he comes, time was limited, so he wasn't able to finish his thought. But knowing himself on also your program, I am definitely going to support him, and I'm also going to invite him to come and talk for us to have discussion, because I love when there's a lot of us, I love that, because we can get different aspects of things that we're talking about. And just learn from each other, teach each other and learn from each other. That's something that I'm really big on. I like to learn from people. I don't know it all. And sometimes my angle that I'll be coming at, not everybody may agree with me, but that's my point making. If I can get something from you guys through your comments and stuff, and also eboa emma enyoma ekoyie epa na your friend is saying dear medi be chatwo because brother Brian Mr. Lee no more can the level of anger no escalation no make healthy and mild. I want to finish with serious and extreme. With the serious, what they have is you are irritated most of the time. You have a lot of battles going on in your mind. You feel like a victim to the actions of others. You lash out at others too often. Your anger is stealing your joy. And then when we go to the extreme, and this is coming from anger management resources or assessment, you are always angry about something. You have a negative view of other people. Your anger escalates out of control. You hurt the ones you love. And yes, sister, yeah, well, we extreme level of anger no you're talking about too. You may be dangerous to yourself or others. You see, and to say you might be saying like sometimes we don't learn it. We need to be able to learn heal we need to help ourselves with that. And then brother Brian talk about the type of anger. No, I said it. The passive aggression, open aggression, and assertive aggression, anger. No, which is something that you don't want your partner to go there. If you are angry, the best approach is to have assertive anger. No, most times, a lot of people don't realize that the little things builds up. Some people, they keep things in. I would rather have a loudmouth husband, whereas he will express his anger, right? Which is the healthy one. They will tell you how they feel than having him keep things inside. Because when people keep things inside, now it builds up, and one can end up losing their life. So what I want to say, but tomorrow, oh my gosh, Saturdays, Shuffle and I come live and we talk, right, about marriage lessons. But sometimes we talk about general stuff. Sunday is Easter Sunday, so tomorrow, uh, tonight, tomorrow, and Sunday, Sofo has a lot of event that he has to attend, so he will not be able to come live with me tomorrow. But brother Brian and I will be live tomorrow to come and talk about. We're going to continue this domestic violence, but we're going to come from a different angle because today we didn't focus. Mr. Lee asked a couple questions in like, what is the next step? We're going to come and talk about the next steps because we gave a little bit here and there, but I want it to be a flow. Whereas we talking about some of the steps, some of the things that can be done to avoid and prevent all this death. So one thing that I know that is that when it comes to our life decisions, marriages, relationships and friendship or whatsoever, we are each responsible for what we do in our life. The choice we make, the steps we need to take when we find ourselves in an unpleasant, difficult situation, who we can trust, where to go for help, where to get resources, and being able to obtain evidence. Okay, because sometimes on our phone we have Android. I have never used Android, so I don't know how it works. But when it comes to iPhone because I am so stuck with iPhone forever. I know, like, they have a button that you can pre-record people. If you feel that your life is in danger, I'm talking about that. I'm not talking about just recording people when you're going for gossiping. And I'm talking about when your life is in danger now. You can record people and it can be used because you felt your life was in danger. So you don't need the other person's approval to record the person if someone is threatening your life. Because when you go to the prison, police station to file, anything, they're going to ask you if you have, evidence. So we need to be able to we need to understand that sometimes decisions that most of us take, we when we make decision at certain time, we thinking is the best decision, but it may be the worst decision that we could have made that can short. Okay, brother Brian, unim so apostle self, mental casano. When mute self.
Yeah, na me mpese mekasa meka cha ose me dwane.
Mate me da say. Ochina men disappointing me.
I will do my best not to. It happens so I know I find a why.
But say he do his best. What mama can't to one.
Oh, say my kind of point na me no wan twi. Say I
Okay,
will do my best. It is
mate.
happens so I know I find a why.
Yo, mate.
Any
I can
nyamenka.
take care of myself. So thank you. So some decisions that we may think is the best decision, it could be the worst decision that we could have made that can either shorten or prolong our life. None of us can foresee the future, right? Yet there are some fake, twisted, coward, weak, insecure, pathological liars, dishonesty, sinisters, mischievous, manipulative, psychopath, so-called men of asophonom, church members, teachers, doctors, nurses, every professions, friends, family, men, women, aunties, uncles, parents, children, brothers, sisters, husbands, girlfriends, boyfriends, co-workers, and so many people all around that one needs to build their mental, psychological, and emotional state stronger because anyone can get into your head or our head. Our mind, our brains, our mind is flexible, so it can be manipulated. So we cannot allow people to just be able to get in our head. We need to learn to acquire knowledge, and we shouldn't be giving our power away. Marriage will not bring anyone to heaven. As Miss Lee will put it, marriage is not a gateway to heaven. And the lack of understanding, lack of boundaries, lack of basic fundamental sense, lack of accountability, lack of knowledge, lack of emotional intelligence, lack of emotional resilience, lack of proactiveness, lack of self love slash love whatsoever, loving others, lack of self value, lack of self control, inability to function without someone else directing many people, the foolish enablements, double standards, narcissism, behaviors, lack of many coping skills seems to have blind so many of us, so many people, that they choose to accept anything good or bad. We cannot settle for less. So I thank each and every one of you. Um, I love each and every one of you. Those who had, shared the program, thank you so very much. Is that all he had to recommend him? Okay, that was a long time, so I wouldn't know where Sister Ya is coming from. Uh, Am I too far out? Yes. Adwoa, he put your life on hold. Oh, this is like way later. Here. Where is it? Brother Ankara Kwesi said, I just want to thank Mr. Lee, Mr. Brian, Sister Comfort, and all those who contributed to this topic. God richly bless you all. Amen and amen. Thank you so much, Brother Ankra. That's my little brother, you know. Brother Brian that say amen. God bless you more abundantly. Yes. Oh, and Brother Ankra, you missed Brother Obi. He too came, you know, and contribute. So I just can't wait. I'm going to seek him out because I am intrigued. I want to listen to his program to contribute and also um invite him here. So I'm gonna leave you guys. You know, I have to go to Sankofa Radio about Impemu Komodie. I told me lies soon. I see you guys. I see you guys tomorrow. Safo will not be and I will not be coming live, but I will be coming live tomorrow. I have some things that I have to come talk about, but I have to finish this up. Take care, guys. Love you guys. One love always. Bye. I gotta go eat before I join.